Uh, just test. Make sure nothing's cut off. Yeah, just double checking. There we go. This should work. Yep, this is good. Perfect. All right. Start here. First. I need to get a better image for this, but I have a starting soon thing that I literally ripped off Google, so I'm just gonna leave this up for the next 15 minutes because why not?
Complaining even if it's
All
taking
right.
forever.
The best case scenario is
No, it's just with some of these takes as well. It's like,
All right. Let me see.
did the cropping
Pops
all work
comes
out, Tommy?
downstairs and talks about
Yeah. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Also,
I cannot.
we can be heard on your stream right now.
I know. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. He's all set.
I see.
There's some movement going on.
Right, I
Right?
can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, don't stuff your face in the mic though. But yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
Wait, what do I sound like?
You sound close to
You
the
still
mic.
sound robotic.
You sound a little robotic close to the mic.
It's better though, I think. Just
It is better.
try talking again.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. I don't
If
know.
it's just my
man.
fucking Chromebook being awful, I'll do it upstairs. It's like, god damn it.
Do you have like?
Um,
Are you just straight coming out of your Chromebook, or are you using like a microphone?
I'm using my good headset right now.
Okay, maybe it doesn't have like Chromebook drivers or something.
That could be it.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
You're probably best putting like just earbuds in there and using like the Chromebook microphone.
Also, I will.
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Also, I will upload this to YouTube.
You don't hear me right now.
Yeah, you're a little quiet, but I can hear you.
But yeah. Plan is to upload this to.
body or no?
Plan
No.
is to upload.
okay, I'll just use the Chromebook one.
I will probably upload this to. Mason, speak again. I might have to turn you up volume wise.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're a little
I'm
soft
gonna
on my
turn
end.
up. Try speaking again. Or just say literally anything. No. Fuck, did Discord crash? No. Discord, why? Why are you doing this to me?
I can
Yeah.
hear y'all. If y'all can hear me, that would bash.
Up, I hear a little
okay.
static
Sorry,
again.
50
Or I heard a little static.
I was like,
Also, a little bit of an echo, I think.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's a little bit of an echo. Look, I pulled a starting stream soon image off of Google. I'm clearly a professional.
just a sec.
It's like echoing off you, Mason, I think.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's on me. I just said I'll be back. I'm just gonna grab some.
Oh, we're.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So let's see here. All right. Hi. Okay. Mr. Dick.
Ooh.
Oh,
Alright, can you hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, I can.
What is?
Does it sound alright?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
Beautiful. If I get static, it'll just plug unplug.
there-
Classic.
There is
Like it's
still
there.
There's some static.
it just static.
I'm glad we're resolving these issues before.
How like like what type of static? It's like whenever I speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound kind of robot. Also, is my audio fine? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Tommy's fine, Vinay's fine. I assume I'm okay.
No, yeah, you're fine, man. The stream itself is fine. The browser is properly cropped, so that's good. Only thing at this point is I need to get ready to send out a tweet and probably add people in my Discord server. And then see if other people add them in their Discord servers, if it applies. Oh, hey, I reached 500 Twitter followers, but someone's gonna unfollow me and I'll be back to under 500.
Classic.
This has been happening to me for like the past 2 months where I'm hovering at 500 followers, but then someone unfollows me. And it's like funny.
Is it like constantly static or only when I talk?
You sound like Brendan when his mic does the thing right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's- it's like occasionally it's good, but a good. Yeah.
So, just like, I have an idea. This should be Discord app and not actually. You know, I can
What?
just go back upstairs.
What?
But did you not hear any of that?
You not
Yeah,
really.
you cut out.
I'm just gonna
Sorry.
go back upstairs and try to be quiet.
Okay.
I feel that. I've had to do that.
Oh my god.
Just drive over real quick and you be as loud as you want in my apartment.
Oh man, I wish.
Yeah, I've learned, if there's anything I have learned to not be loud in a voice call. I used to not really have a good volume filter, but it's a life skill that I am glad I have gotten better at.
After years of doing voice calls in a basement while my entire family is asleep on the second floor, I have zero volume control.
Damn.
I see. Yeah, my house has extraordinarily thin walls,
Mm.
so it doesn't matter whether I volume control or not.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but also it's like,
I have to be low volume.
what time is it for you in Avonay? It's like
8:30 in the morning.
Oh shit.
So it's like you're
Yeah.
pretty good in terms of like it's like early so people can't complain about you being loud because it's the morning.
I mean, they can certainly complain still.
I mean they
Oh
can,
yeah,
but it's
they,
like
they can absolutely complain.
oh no, they can, but it's like what, you're up early to play video games?
No, see, like
They're
the
out.
current people in the house are used to me waking up at 6:30 for D&D,
Oh.
so they're not complaining about this.
Waking up for D&D with the boys. We need to do that. Hey Staz, what's up? How you doing? No, yeah. This is anyone new who is waiting. This is the Anime Hot Takes podcast where we argue about various hot takes that people have submitted. It's really funny.
Brennan, by the way, if you're talking, I cannot hear you.
Yo, back.
There he is.
There he is.
I can't believe how awful my Chromebook is when it's using anything that's not Google devices.
Yeah, you sound a lot better now.
Yeah, I'm back on my desktop where I have all my fancy drivers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ben, you said I was quiet on your end?
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
he's
weren't
here.
even quiet. You just literally weren't, like, there was no audio out of you.
All right.
Alright, I am going to at everyone in my Discord server because
It's like I had to
kinda
I had to buy like a third party like port for a USB to plug into my laptop to make my headset work with this. So
Dude, I'm gonna have to do that with my stuff.
it's
I
just,
can't
because
believe it.
MacBooks are awful and this thing is so old and
Mm.
it's the best I can do. That's the reason why I sound so quiet when I'm talking on my computer, because the third party adapter I have to use for my headset again just destroys my audio levels for some reason.
Is it like one of those ones where you have to, like, plug it in so you have the mic and
You have the
the...
pink, yeah, you have the pink and the,
Hey,
the
Yeah.
green.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
For
don't
some
know.
reason, my computer has those two ports, but it doesn't recognize them.
Huh.
It's obnoxious.
Hello,
Yeah, but I remember my
everyone
Mac
who's
only had, like, the
coming up
one
into
headphone
the
port.
chat.
Yeah. Well, with Mac, I plug into that, but that port's broken on my MacBook. So
Oh, right.
We're
yeah,
gonna
I
give
got
it
the worst of both worlds.
We're gonna give it another minute or two to just make sure that we're all technically set to go. Everything else is all set. I've learned
Tom-
from the last.
Tommy, did you tweet it out yet?
Huh?
You tweet it yet?
Yeah, I just tweeted it,
All right,
and
sick.
I'm just notifying
I
the
should probably
appropriate
retweet that.
channels, and we can get ready to actually start relatively on time as opposed to 15 minutes later.
Let's go.
I don't know why, but like we start 15 minutes later sometimes for a lot of things.
Classic.
It's the
It's only,
classic.
it's only
How it goes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, but you could use that 15 minutes to, I don't know,
To talk about Hunter x Hunter.
to watch a really terrible
We,
YouTube
we need
video.
more than we need more than 15 minutes for that.
We
yeah,
need
yeah,
more.
yeah. We unpacked that.
All right, I guess I'll go from the starting soon stream thing from Google, and actually hit present. Even though we probably should give this another minute, I would say.
Give it 1 minute, especially
Uh.
so I can log into Twitch on my laptop, so I can both turn off the light mode and I can moderate.
Yes, please moderate.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we have to-
Moderate. Wow.
Yeah, we have to turn off Nightbot again.
Yeah,
Dude, Nightbot's the worst. I hate that guy.
Do I have Nightbot?
I
don't even
need
know if I have
to-
Nightbot on my Twitch.
I,
No, I don't have any bots. My Twitch is my chat's the
Dang, I
wild
don't know if I'm gonna be mad.
listen, I'll ban you
So I
if you
can
say
become-
words, but like,
Dang, it's gonna be it's gonna be
Yeah,
difficult for you to become.
hey,
a
sorry, I
mod.
have to go. Sasha Gray's streaming.
Oh fuck, so
Okay, look, you guys are priority straight. I can't hold that against you.
Hey Jimmy, thanks for the follow. Oh wait, 1 second. I just realized something. This window capture is over my browser source, so I can't see. Let me test something.
Wait, what?
Let me see
I
here.
can't- I
I'm
can't
just
believe
testing
it.
something.
I can't believe it's just like I open Twitch, I'm just like scrolling down, right? And it's just like, oh, like categories you think you'd like. It's like Pokemon, Just Chatting, Minecraft. Minecraft,
fuck, what's this
Among
lagging?
Us, Among Us.
Among these.
Among Us, all that. It's like, oh, like, you know, there's people watching stuff. I scroll down, and it's like, recommended Pokemon Sword and Shield trains, all aboard the hype train. Recommended Just Chatting channels. It's like Hassan Abi and then Sasha Gray. I'm
Nice.
like, wow.
Also,
The
oh wait,
duality of man.
thank you all for my delay. I can also open up the timer. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter one than the previous one, so we can go up to 6 minutes now.
Ooh,
Oh,
you got
no.
a whole
Thanks
minute.
you for the follow alert. Oh fuck, 27 viewers.
Can
Listen, people are jacked
Can
up.
I submit a hot take right now? Do it. What?
What
Dude,
is
what is your
already-
hot take right now?
All the slide take already. All of the slides have already been created. I'm not adding any more.
All right, I'm going to. This is the one part of the stream before it starts.
Actually, no.
So I'm.
What if we open up a quick poll right now to see who has the best submission, and the best submission gets like, I don't know, 100 shares of Dogecoin or something. Ben, are you willing to go on
I am
to
not
donate?
giving
No,
anybody my
no.
Doge
I'm
coin.
not giving.
Wine, hold
I'm
wine,
not giving
hold
people
wine.
those.
Oh, isn't 100 Dogecoins like
Friend,
20
this
cents?
shit
a
is
Uh,
going to be worth so
To the moon.
much.
To the moon.
To the fucking moon.
To
Alright,
the moon.
so-
Listen. I have. I put 100 in back in like 2016 when Doge first dropped when it was worth like
Glory
0.00003.
No, do
Thank
you
you
still
for the
have that
follow.
shit?
Yeah, I hold the fucking wine, Ben.
Hey, we hit 150
doing his
followers.
part. Okay, sucks. That's my
Hey.
hot topic. I mean, it's definitely a topic. I'd say the
Alright.
only. No, I'm not gonna go any further with that.
Test this.
I go to the moon with what I know. Shitty memes and gambling.
Hey.
Hey, thanks
Oh,
for the
boy.
follow, Kara.
It's 10:05. I think we're good to go, boys. You ready?
Yeah, fuck. Can people even actually? Can people see my browser source thing?
I'm seeing the.
I'm seeing
PowerPoint.
the rest of this PowerPoint, dude. Hit like presentation.
Yeah,
mode
no,
on
no,
that.
yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
I like my professors.
I have to mess it. I gotta mess with stuff later. All right,
Nightbot.
all right, boys. You know what time it is. It is time to hit Twitch Prime. No, I'm just kidding. It's time for Anime Hot Takes Podcast 3.
Mm.
And yeah, we're going to go forward with this. Refried Genus, take it away.
All right, cool. So the basic gist of this is, anytime you're in an anime Discord server, or you're talking with friends, everyone always has their spicy hot takes, their special claims to fame as to why they think they understand the medium better than others, or why the fandoms of different groups are stupid, or
Well, we
Oh,
do.
I
That's why
have
we're
it- I
talking
have it-
about it.
I have an insane idea that no one else has realized about this Japanese cartoon about dragons or something.
Yeah, basically.
So
we're
I was like,
going-
you know what? How about we actually put them to the test? So I put out an anonymous survey through a variety of groups, through Twitter, through Discord servers. I would sometimes pick some interesting takes I saw online, and I bunched them up into a bunch of different PowerPoint slides that we're going to discuss. And in doing so, we have a relatively regular group of people, but we also have one guest with us that we'll now introduce.
Oh, that's
That-
me.
that's you.
That's
That
me.
is back-
Hi, I'm Ben
Well, actually, hold on.
Scamper.
This is where Tommy goes one. Hold on, wait. This is where Tommy goes one slide at a time. I was hoping he would press right on the
Oh
keyboard.
fuck!
Come, bro.
Tommy, you know, this is the third
I'm the
one.
last one too.
Tommy.
All right, start with me, I guess. I am a nerd who forgets how to click right on PowerPoint presentations. No, I'm just kidding. I
Oh,
am.
God, my
Makes
eyes
moment.
watch.
All right, I am Dreadfighter, aka Tommy. I think now it's up to 292, but it's basically I've seen a good amount of stuff. I have watched 83.7 days of anime, meaning I have wasted almost 3 months of my life watching Japanese cartoons.
Haha, rookie.
Does is pretty good. I think. Hey, Park, I will not understand. I will not take Gintama slander.
Can we ban
Hold the
Yeah,
line.
no.
Hold the
Can I
line.
ban
Hold the
Park?
line.
Yes, you
Hold the line,
can.
Tommy.
Ban Park.
Hold on.
All right. Favorite niche musician does. Mostly because their Gintama stuff is really good, and I'm just gonna shill them real quick. I love Zapdos, though. Honorable mention to Reggie Steele, and my top 5 are Gintama, as you can probably tell by this picture here. Steins Gate, Attack on Titan, Hunter x Hunter, and Monogatari. And now we're gonna move to the next person. Please introduce yourself. Brendan.
Brendan. It's
Brendan.
you.
It is. Oh, the problem is I'm watching through Twitch. I'm not watching through screen share, so it's like 5 seconds behind.
Oh,
okay.
that's
No,
understandable.
Anyway, I'm
Refresh.
Refregenes. Call me Brendan. I'm the guy who makes the PowerPoints and stuff for this, and the one who's way too detail oriented about this garbage. As I always comment, my show's watch today's watch ratio is always skewed because OVAs and short shows are cool. I don't know how y'all watch 100+ episode things. All the
Wow,
power
way to
to
call
you.
me out. Way to call me out.
You should listen to Dwellings if you haven't. Lavender Town is one of my favorite albums of all time, and their stuff's good. My favorite Pokemon is Necrozma, not the broken one. I like the base form. It's cool. You press buttons
Wait,
on
which-
it, and no one knows what the hell the set is. And
Which
then my top
broken
5
one?
is down there.
Both,
Well,
yes.
Yes.
I see.
I can't believe your favorite.
Call it.
I can't believe your favorite. One of your top 5s is Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, I've
Dude.
never heard that one before.
That's
Literally the
crazy.
first time anyone's ever made a joke in the history of ever.
Hey, I'm the first. It's the first time you've heard it from me, Jack.
All right.
Fair
So,
enough.
all
Fair
right.
enough.
Next.
Where do you find these photos?
What a great image.
Hi. My name's Vinay, aka Hack Guy. I've watched far too many shows. Favorite niche musician is Local Train. Please listen to indie music; it's great. Take a wild guess what my favorite Pokemon is.
It's yes.
Sharpedo, bro.
And my top 5 are
It's Arceus.
Silent Voice, Doraemon, Penguin Drum, Nichijou, and Gintama.
Gintama, hey, he's got
Someone
good
ban.
taste.
Someone ban
yeah.
Aang. Someone ban Aang.
You know, I think it
Oh,
only
we're
took me about
banning.
6 rows in Google Images until I found that one. By the way, the first curse one was about
Yes.
4 rows
Yes.
down, but
Yes. Yes. Yes.
God.
Yes. This is perfect. It's so good. I love it. I love it. I saw this and I died laughing like everyone is right now.
so it's worth giving some context for this. A couple days ago, I was on call with these guys, just shooting the shit, having a good time, and I was like, okay, I gotta change all your profile pictures because I do that every time. So Mason, I usually do Luffy because Mason loves Luffy. He's a One Piece character. He's cool, right? No, Mason, a couple hours ago, he's like, hey, look at this sick image of Rui, which has its own backstory that I'm not going into right now. He's like, you should add this to the slideshow. He didn't say where. He just said add it to the slideshow, and I was like, I'm on it, boss. I just need no information otherwise.
I still need to watch retweeting on you one
God.
day.
What is she holding?
Look, man,
It's
don't
like
use
a
names,
Bionicle.
users, okay?
She's
He's
holding
holding-
Bionicle.
I love Bionicle.
He's holding Bionicles. There's
Specifically
a-
Generation 1 Bionicle
Listen,
trilogy.
this is an inside joke. Like that goes back like 3 years. Me and Brendan.
What? I think it was like 2 years or so,
It was
wasn't it?
2 years. It was like
Do we,
2 or 3.
do we explain it? It's a short one. We have
This
time. So
is the Sprite Cranberry one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sprite.
yeah,
I
this
know
was
what it is.
so like the original edit of this image was her holding 2 Sprite cranberries, and Mason,
I'm so glad
unbeknownst to
that's
what
my email, by the
Domekano
way.
was, posted it in the UMA anime Discord. So I'm there laughing my ass off. Park's like, "Oh, this is funny," and everyone else is just like, "Okay, what is this?" And I explain eventually what it is, and Mason's like, "Oh dear God." And then a year later, through some convoluted bet, I forced him to read all of Domekano. So this image has a special meaning in his heart.
It really does. It really.
All right.
I saw the original work.
Have you?
So yeah, I've watched
Yes.
113 shows. As you can see, my days watched almost matches my shows watched, which makes me die a little inside. But then I remember that some of those shows I started watching over 10 years ago, so I don't feel as bad. I like As Tall as Lions. I don't think they've made an album in like 10 years, but they're really good. I love the Lotties. Today I chose, when I had this, I was using Lottie Asinu, so I was like, this one today.
Not today.
I am like one Mr. Joey Pokey-Aim dropping Dracos. I love Cowboy Bebop. I love One Piece. I love Haikyuu. I love Toradora, and I love Rikyuti Honey.
All right.
And one of those is 3 episodes, as opposed to the others being very long.
Yeah, I know. Toradora. It's crazy.
All
Only
right.
3 episodes.
All right.
No,
It's
I know.
time for this. Oh, I was gonna use my announcer voice. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. No, wait, no, it's not the end of the podcast yet. Next, we have this guy, the Love
hey,
Live fanboy.
That's me, the special guest.
Oh wait, why did it go backwards? Oh.
It literally didn't. What are you talking about?
He did not.
didn't.
We
Oh,
we
my
are
computer
on the
glitched.
Scamper Ben slide.
Don't ask.
Can't believe
keep going.
Ben's watched.
Sorry.
Ben and I have watched the same amount of shows, and the days is just.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, so I'm like a fake fan, but it's fine, whatever, I'm here. My favorite niche musician is Outrage. Japanese thrash metal vocalist, same guy as Guilty Gear. Please listen to them. They're very good. I like the Electric Cat Pokemon because I have not grown up at all since I turned 10.
Same.
Don't worry.
No one has.
My
don't
top
worry.
5 shows. I like watching Eren Yeager punch things.
Don't we all?
I like watching, the Blue Minty girls hold hands, maybe smooch. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yuri.
I like watching the schoolgirls follow their dreams by singing about friendship.
Also Yuri.
I like sadness.
No, it's not Yuri if there's no boys in that exist.
Oh wait,
That-
fuck, it's.
That is true.
Wait, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've been. God
Yeah,
dang.
yeah, come on.
And then I like
got me.
sadness, and I like whatever the fuck Kokoro Connect was doing.
Dude, I
Heart
have no
Connect.
clue.
I still haven't seen that show. I will see it eventually.
I have no clue what was going on in that show. That was-
Art Connect.
All right.
That's the one.
All right, boys and girls. You know what time it is. It's time to actually begin. So before
Oh, actually,
we
before then, there's one slide.
but for now, but please remember that there are spoilers here. So if you get mad because we spoiled something that's like old, I don't know. It's
Wow.
just you're just
Wow.
you're
If you see a show's name pop up, assume that it's fair grounds for us to talk about anything and everything involved with it.
yeah.
We'll usually
Yeah.
give you like 5 seconds or so
Yeah.
of coverage beforehand, and there will be some shows that even some people in the podcast will have to mute ourselves for. But
Yeah, I've done it before
Yeah,
too.
Crazy.
just saying, you've been warned.
Yeah.
I can't believe someone's about to spoil Ashton Ojo for me.
When Emma asks, when is Park
uh,
getting banned?
what is it, like 20-year-old show, 30-year-old show?
Ashton Ojo, that's
When-
50
when is
years
Park-
old.
I see.
Guys,
Hey,
you know what time it is? It's
It's
time.
It's time for this really whack take.
I'm really
What?
I
confused.
want to. Can I say something before we start? Like,
Well, let me
this?
just say this first. Explanation of the scoring on the bottom right. If your number doesn't have a star next to it, that means you've. Well, if you don't have a number star next to your name, it means you've seen both. If you got a star, you've only seen one. And for the 3 who have a star, it means they've only seen the Silent Voice.
Okay,
Hey,
so here's the
thanks for
thing.
the
I
follow,
know the gist. I haven't seen I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, but I know the gist of it. Some spoilers for Silent Voice coming up. I'm not sure how much beating the shit out of a deaf kid or someone who has pancreatic cancer there is in I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. But it seems like,
none.
This take
yeah,
is wrong.
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
I-
I
This
haven't.
take is just basically.
My-
It's
my-
basically this dude saying. Oh, you first, Ben. You first.
Yeah, well, just my understanding of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is, isn't it kind of like a cancer story and like some existential kind of thing or something?
Kind of.
Pancreas. The story of Pancreas is closer to Your Lie in April than it is to Silent Voice.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
it's more
This
like
dude's
Your Lie in
just
April.
basically saying that because it's just about a dude who's sad for more than half the time while talking about this manic pixie dream girl who changes his life.
I mean,
Which, I mean, a lot of anime already falls in that category, and they
I
both happen
honest-
to be pretty sad.
I
Don't
also
talk
like-
about Shoko
I
like
don't.
that. I swear to God.
I'd also like to say
No.
There's
I
a
feel,
pretty big difference between Pancreas, which is basically a dude trying to figure himself out and trying to like break out of his shell with a girl who only has so much time left, versus a Silent Voice, which is a dude trying to cope with the fact that he was an awful person as a kid and he's been ostracized, and then trying to find ways to rectify that. There's a pretty big difference between
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
two.
like
I-
Shoya's growing like constantly during it. Like that's just sort of like the thing. It's almost like the proving to himself that he's worth it as along with like the like trying to remedy everything. And it's like what? I don't understand. I'm so confused.
yeah.
It's a story of redemption. Silent Voice, that is, and Pancreas is just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I think it's redemption.
I mean-
It's a matter of redemption versus finding yourself. I feel like, sure, they
Yeah.
both are sad in different ways, but I feel like that's like the main. They're sad tales, like they're bittersweet in a way. But like one is like I think like was previous said, it's like a redemption type of story. The other is kind of a I'm trying to figure things out before the end. Also, dumb thing. I thought I Will Want to Eat Your Pancreas involved actual pancreas eating initially before I watched it.
I mean,
Fun fact.
That
it
was
is a
I
narrative.
heard about it.
There is like it's discussed in this movie. It's like it's not complete title bait.
I thought that like
It's not a
like
bunny girl senpai thing, you know.
Yeah,
like-
I thought it was like a direct translation of like a idiom or something.
No, like I think even the actual Japanese thing is just I want to eat your pancreas.
Well, yeah, but
You're
like
so right,
I
boy.
thought like
Oh,
the Japanese
right.
meaning of that is like more like
Oh right. Probably, I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
like when I see takes like this, it's like sometimes I get afraid because people will always call the holy triumvirate of sick anime movies that aren't Ghibli. It's like Pancreas, Silent Voice, and Your Name. Those three are always
Yeah, I
in the
love
same
the
discussion
title.
with each other. I think people will get a little bit too carried away with the similarities.
Dude,
They're all like completely different movies.
they were
Yeah.
so wildly different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like they were all big and popular movies. It's just that like
Dude, Transformers is the same as Avengers.
yes,
yes,
clearly.
I'm glad somebody said it.
Yo, dude, Space Jam is the same as Moneyball. It is clearly the same thing.
Yeah,
because they are
Space Jam's
both about
infinitely
sports.
better. You got that wrong.
I mean, yes, that's true, but just because two things have something doesn't mean they're the same.
No, where's
like-
Bugs Bunny and Moneyball? Come on.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm saying that
Basically,
Space
I
Jam
get
is
what-
fire.
Ben's being arrested.
I get what this
Yeah.
take's trying to say, but I think
Arrested.
it's oversimplifying like archetypes and certain kinds of like forms of storytelling. It's
Do you know
basically all I
that-
can really say about
Did
it.
you know that the stories both have a guy and a girl, and they talk to each other, and there's an overarching plot, and one of them is sick? Did you know?
Damn.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I mean,
there you go.
Huh. Crazy, isn't it?
If I can make a complaint about both these movies, is that anime in general gets a little bit too carried away with dude has to find himself by means of manic pixie dream girl plot device, and it gets a little bit extremely stale. I find even if they just flip the genders, it'd be pretty good.
Park, no.
Mark's
No.
calling me out. He's calling me out. I can't believe this.
Park.
Clark, Lola Bunny is the only exception to the rule. All right.
Oh God.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We are
Alright,
not
I-
having.
I think it's time to move
We're
on.
outta here.
I think
We are
it's
not
time to
having
move
this
on.
discussion.
I think that when we're talking about Lola Bunny and Hot Take Anime Podcast, it's time to move to the next
Well,
one.
she is hot, and there are takes,
No.
and that she's animated.
No!
Move
Mason,
along.
you're a furry. Fuck you.
Move along.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
hey,
No,
We
Next
all-
That
section.
was the exception.
she's the exception.
All right, I don't know
Please
anything.
go to the
Okay,
next
go
one.
off.
Look, Mason likes her because she's blonde. All right.
Oh dear God.
What? All
What
right.
is this take?
Ben,
I'm so confused.
All right.
I'm so
Oh, hey,
confused.
hey, Mason. Remember I said there were gonna be a few takes on here that compared shows that had no business being compared.
I'm so confused. Like,
Alright,
So, wow, the fun-
What is this take?
Only one person who can particularly give a full context
yeah,
on
I was the only person here.
No.
See,
I've read both.
explain.
I
please
Wait,
can't.
explain-
I didn't Goblin Slayer on your list, Vinay.
I've read it. I haven't watched it.
All right,
Please-
all right. Well,
Okay.
good enough then.
Please
I mean,
invite him to
alright.
Peanut Gallery.
I'm basing this mostly off the animes.
Yeah, go for it.
in the anime, I feel like Goblin Slayer does not have much personality and depth because his entire personality is, I kill Goblin because they kill people. So
That
I
is-
do good.
That is exactly the same as his personality in the manga.
Okay,
It
good.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate
it's like,
Goblin. I kill
supposed to be
Goblin.
halfway slanderized, isn't it?
Yes.
Like he's not
it is
supposed to be
supposed to be
nuanced.
I
He's
mean, the
like,
idea
how
of
funny
Goblin
Goblin.
Slayer, the way I look at it is it's just a D&D campaign with a really fucking weird DM.
So it's my
And
And
like
so
me-
Goblin Slayer is just like the joke character that somebody made, and like nobody had the heart to tell the guy to like please actually take a different like feat
I feel like that's
instead of just killing goblins. We want to do something else.
I feel
Yeah.
slightly.
Yeah, that is
not
very,
really.
very on point, actually.
That's actually
Yeah.
extreme. As someone who has gotten into D&D, as along with other people in this call, yes, that is correct.
I mean,
Makes
like
sense.
if you
Makes
do read
sense.
Goblin Slayer like through that lens, like it's very overt that it's like a D&D.
And it's also like
So,
I'm just gonna say like Mikasa is like an actual character. Like if you're
Yeah.
saying this, it's just like you're getting caught on the fact that she says Aaron a whole lot. Like that's all you're doing, and it's almost as if like I'm so blown away that this is something that someone actually typed.
I mean, I feel like there's a difference between a hot take and not thinking over something.
Like
No, this is an incredible. This take is nuclear.
It's
Yeah.
nuclear, but it's like it's not the traditional
Like,
type of hot take.
did,
I see.
did people not watch the most recent like Attack on Titan stuff where she like begs Aaron to like go home? Like, did we all miss that?
No, I haven't.
like-
I still need to get to that.
But even
I
prior
need
to that, Mikasa has
No.
yeah.
I need
an
to catch up.
actual like backstory that isn't just Goblin bad.
This is a
Remember-
remember
when
down
she-
of a take.
It's
Re-
Titan
Bear
bad,
in
but
mind,
also Aaron gave
it's
me
all-
scarf.
Armin's a sweet
It's
guy.
worth noting, gentlemen. It's worth noting. There's always a chance that this stuff is bait, so you have to consider that.
Oh, I know.
No,
I think it's
no,
That's why I just-
Attack
this
on
is great.
Titan mid
No,
part.
it's just such a
Alright,
bad
alright.
take.
Okay, fine.
It's the funniest shit I've read in months, though.
This is great.
That's the problem with this. It's just like sometimes it's something is overtly bait, but it's like I have to. It's like the conversation's worth.
All right.
And you have to cater to your guest.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. You guys ready to move on to the next one? I guess.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think
Yeah,
so. Yeah,
Valerie.
there's time.
Age plays
Age-
a huge role in
Well,
how much you enjoy a show.
Obviously.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah,
agree,
yeah,
yeah.
This is
dude.
hot.
I-
Yeah,
Like,
this is one of those no duh moments.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
an Arctic take.
Yes,
Dude,
'cause-
I can't believe I didn't like Backyardigans as much when I grew up.
Dude, come
Can you
on,
believe
Pablo's
that?
good no matter how old you
I
are.
think while we're on this though, I think it's interesting how like it fluctuates with age because like me as like a 7-year-old watching Dragon Ball Z, I was like, this is fucking sick. But then when I was 13, I was just like, honestly, like this has so many flaws. Like it's not that great. Like it really
Same.
like you can't watch it without this. And now I watch it and I'm like, dude, did you see that shit Gohan did?
yeah, it's
It's
like
almost as if like it's like there's a lot of stuff where it's like
Once
you
you-
watch it as
Once
a
you
kid.
hit the point of your life where like
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I will convince
Jimmy-
Brendan to drop
Jimmy's
his backyard
Backyard against tier list.
Yes, you need to make that now.
oh yeah, I did make that at one point. Pablo number one, the rest don't matter.
Oh, okay.
But it's like
True.
I mean, the thing is,
True.
No,
like,
that's Tyrone slander. You know it.
people always will have like the greatest fluctuations in opinions between the ages of 13 and 18 because that's when you're
Mhm.
stuck around the most judgmental people in your life and
Yeah.
expressing yourself is seen as vain.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
like, you know, age absolutely plays a huge issue. Like the number one show that always comes to mind when it comes to this is Fully Cooley.
Mhm.
The younger you watch this,
But I
the
think
more of an
they
impact
get
it'll
it.
have.
yeah, I feel like
Or anything made by Gynax, honestly. Like it's very like it's very like hitting its
Oh.
target audience, like very much so. Where it's like something like Dragon Ball, like it's almost designed to be enjoyed by all ages.
Mhm.
Like, you know,
yeah.
Dude, I wish I watched Gurren Lagann when I was still at home with my brother. That would have been sick.
I know,
Yeah.
right? No, like watching that stuff when you're younger, and it's just like, or the effects of like less with like Dragon Ball because I went through the same shit, except like I didn't like be like, there's so many flawed. I just like ignored them.
Dude, dude,
Wait,
you're
wait,
the-
wait,
like
real quick. Mark says Eva at 21 hit though. Mark, Evangelion and what age you watch it honestly makes such a difference. Because anyone who's watched Evangelion under the age of 15, I automatically discredit all their opinions because they're just going to be horny
no,
for
no, yeah.
Asuka.
I remember watching
That's
Eva the
honestly
first
what
time.
happens every time.
Watching Eva the first time at 22, I just like had to like sit down for hours after like and Viva, and I just like thought, what? Yeah, that's literally what I just said. What to myself over and over
It's like
again.
Cowboy Bebop. I saw as like a very young person. I didn't get it. I was just like the man in the suits kicking people. Awesome.
Yeah, I love
And-
the.
and then it's like when I like I like finally like went back and rewatched it as like teenager, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so like overemphasizing like how deep it is in storytelling. To like watch it again, it's just like
Asuka is a bitch, and I
like,
hate
oh,
her. Go away.
I think
for
you know
what
what? I
it
think
is.
curation also matters a good part when it comes to age because like when we were all younger, what was the one way that we could watch anime?
TV,
Tsunami.
Tsunami,
It
Tsunami.
was Tsunami. And let me
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
something. Watching a show on
Tsunami,
Tsunami, the mood was perfect.
It's
Because like,
Yeah, guys.
you're on
Yep.
way later than
nominate.
I have a
like
confession.
you're not
Like,
you're not supposed to.
So-
It's like the way that's actually displayed is awesome, as opposed to now where you can just watch anything on command online with any sort of group.
yeah.
You're gonna tell me
so-
that Dragon Ball wasn't fucking sweet when Tom was letting me know what was happening? Get out of town.
No. So like, for me, like I remember like when I was younger, like one of the first like, low key like even at I think the first anime I ever watched that was not Pokemon was Castle in the Sky, and like that hit me a lot because I was young. But then like when I got into yeah, I feel like certain anime, it's like or shows in general, it's like, oh, I understand a lot of its deeper themes more because I've been through a lot more and I've consumed a lot more media, so I can compare this to something else as opposed to like, oh, this is something that I haven't seen anything like this particular show before. It matches my specific life situation, and you just kind of go like, oh, I learned something here instead of like I learned this somewhere else, and you're comparing it to somewhere else. But that's just like me, like when I think of that.
Oh my god, Park. We don't. 4Kids never existed. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Spirit. I love Spirit Away.
Four kids is a
too.
social construct.
All right, I guess.
Let's boogie.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, no duh, no
Here
duh.
we
That's
go.
the
Hey. Oh god damn it! Now I have to.
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna have to. Oh boy, you're gonna invoke wrath. You're gonna.
Okay,
you're gonna-
okay. Here's the thing. I will
Okay.
say this on B, and that will be my
Yeah.
only thing I say.
You can't.
It's just like JoJo is like a bunch of rabid animals, where
no,
like
both of
no
those
like
are
like
true.
JoJo Hive
These
is
are
like
funny, but
JoJo Hive is like on an entirely different level because they're so passionate and like they just want you to enjoy the thing, but they take it to the absolute extreme where like if you don't enjoy the thing, they say that you don't appreciate art. So I don't think Gintama's at that level.
yeah.
I was just gonna say B is bait because it sounds like bait.
I mean, B is bait. I mean, I think. All right, for A,
A is also bait because it's
also
very
bait.
clearly coming from someone who hasn't watched it.
Yeah,
But
no,
also
it's
weird to
like
watch.
nothing like like it's. I mean, if you think about it, it also has a lot of references, but the way that it.
I mean, something being referential automatically doesn't make it the same as
Yeah.
something else. That's
No,
referential.
yeah, that's what I was going to say because Family Guy referenced something and then has a cutaway gag and does the same thing. Gintama actually like implements that reference into an entire episodic based plot, which is entirely different.
So it's more like anime Seinfeld, you're telling me.
I was gonna say Anime Simpsons.
Yeah, so I would
Anime
say
Simpsons.
yeah, like it's kind of a
Anime
mix of-
Simpsons isn't a bad like
So it's,
comparison.
I would
it's
say-
Homer at the bat.
Yeah, I would
It's-
say
It's just that like Simpsons with a overarching plot, I guess. Because
yeah, because it has serious arcs. I would
Yeah, I was gonna say is like Gintama in the middle of episodes having random like pop culture like skits
No.
that have absolutely
Kind
nothing to
of.
do with them, like what's going on.
I mean it has
Depends.
I mean, sometimes Gintama is a very weird show because a lot of episodes you don't know what to expect, but then you're like, you just have like, I don't know, you have a plot like with a potato and like a tomato, and they somehow make it work, and then they also reference X video game. And
It's like there are pop culture references, but it's never as like in the now, I guess, as the Simpsons ones.
yeah,
It's more of like Final Fantasy. Here's a joke about Cloud because everyone's going to know Cloud for like the foreseeable future.
yeah. There's also Dragon Quest, a bunch of Dragon Quest references, especially.
Oh yeah, way too much Dragon Quest.
3.
Uh,
But
I
it
mean,
makes-
that's just Japan.
I mean, it makes sense because it's Japan. I mean, I actually like understood. I also understood the Dragon Quest like references because I played up through 3. So like, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, that's cool.
I will say 2 comments. The first one, the exact wording of the first take was Gintama is just anime Family Guy, and no one can tell me otherwise. So this
Oh,
kind of
that
want to-
well, we
That's-
have told them otherwise.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have.
That
told
is-
And the
them they're
second one,
entirely
and the second one is just a dude who's pissed about the 5 Gintama fans that exist in the world really loving what they love. There's
dare
really nothing
they?
more to say
How
about it.
dare, how
Yeah.
dare
You
they?
can't,
Yeah.
say, you can't say the Gintama fandom is becoming like JoJo's when its population is like 1,000 when it comes to watching
Hey,
anime.
thank you
Yeah.
for the prime.
Cartoons era.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
They had
Um,
an episode about how they made less money than One Piece. Like, come on.
Come on.
no, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
it's
we got a prime gamer on the loose. Be careful. Okay. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
most things make less money than One Piece, to be fair.
Yeah.
True.
No, a lot of things
Yeah.
make less money.
Like
All
the
right.
Bible.
I guess like last thing I'll say on this take is shows that try to make you laugh have different ways of humor and references, and they're not one to one. So
Hmm.
that's really all I have to say. All right, next 5. The show,
This-
or at the very least, Endless 8 is just bad. This isn't even like a take. Endless 8 is
Yeah.
terrible.
Like, I get it,
People-
but
Here's my take.
I've said it
seen this
before and I'll
girl-
say it again.
Yeah, you say it, Brendan. Yeah.
Okay, for me, it's like I've said it before and I said it again. I cannot imagine watching Haruhi as it was coming out live and like watching it weekly, and having to spend 2 months stuck on Endless 8 and being like, "What is KyoAni on? What are they doing to us?" Like, I've seen the 4chan threads. I've talked to like 1 or 2 people who actually were watching it when it was coming out. It's just ugh. I just would not know.
What is the goddamn deal with this show? I see it everywhere and I referenced everywhere and I have no. Is it just? Are they eating tea? Like, are they eating cake and tea? Like, what's going on?
No, that's
no,
No,
Chaos.
that's Cam.
It-
Oh,
That
let
is
me say
chaos.
that. Hold on, the
That's chaos.
basic, like the very extreme basic synopsis of Haruhi, without spoiling anything, is that as it turns out, Haruhi is a god, but she doesn't realize it. But she's also this super eccentric, quirky girl who thinks aliens exist.
Oh my god!
So,
Burn it with
the three
fire.
people that surround her are all like, there's like an Esper, there's an alien, and then there's like a scientist or something. I don't remember which one, but they're all basically saying, "Hi, we with this girl and make sure she doesn't destroy the world accidentally." And so the poor dude in the middle in this photo is basically like the innocent bystander that she's taken a liking to. And they just go on wacky club adventures together where it's basically Haruhi accosts the redhead girl. The small girl just sounds like is just overpowered and everything, and the dude on the far left just makes witty remarks to MC.
This just
And
sounds
if
like
you like
bad
it,
Mob
you basically
Psycho.
just like the eccentric behavior and all the like zany things they do, and maybe the one insert that one episode in the festival. But I just thought the show was grindy, repetitive, dull, obnoxious. I was not about it, but the movie was okay despite being 160 minutes.
I mean, I have the highest rating on this list, but like, I rated like the season with Endless 8 much lower because I didn't like the Endless 8. For me, I feel like
Most
like,
people do.
Yeah, no, most people do. I feel like for me personally, I think Kyan's voice acting kind of carried a lot of the show for me personally.
Oh, agree.
I thought he was great. Like, I always loved his voice acting.
No, his actor and his character's fine. It's just this deadpan dude who was at one point interested in aliens and stuff. Then he grew out of it, but then he's like, "Oh God, what did I get myself into?" And just watching him try to like survive this group of idiots, it's solid, but at the same time, it's just
Yeah.
Mm.
I think
a lot of your enjoyment of the show depends on who actually like Haruhi. Do you think that she's funny to watch, or do you think that she's obnoxious and that no one would ever get away with this?
I mean, that's most MC-driven shows, so it's not really like surprising, I
Yeah.
guess.
I feel like Haruhi is
No, it ain't.
like, for me, she's like in the middle, where it's like Haruhi is like, it depends on the arc, honestly. Sometimes like, oh, she's just extremely eccentric, and then it's like, oh, this is someone I would consider just like slapping and then like walking out of the room if I had to like deal with them. It's like there's not really a in between, if that makes sense. I feel like it really just depends on the arc for me. But like Endless 8, like the ending, it could have been like 5 episodes shorter at least. Like 5.
I
or
watched
6.
only 2
No,
of
he
them.
easly could have.
Someday I'll
Like,
go and watch
I
the
think
full
I
Endless
watched-
Eight.
I watched over half of the episodes of Endless 8 at like 400% speed, and I don't
see.
regret it.
I
I would
quit.
do it again if I had to. And
Yeah,
if I
I
say
only
that, if I had to, it's like if someone held a gun to my head and said you have to watch Endless 8 again, I would honestly say maybe you should pull that trigger.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, I have 5 different forms of Catholic high school, not unrealistic. Yeah, I
The,
guess.
the same two uniforms. I don't know what you guys are on.
Yeah.
What are
I,
you guys
No,
actually,
doing?
you know what the best part about Endless Eight was? The short girl on like the left in the image when she's just in the pool and it's just her on the floaty in the
Yes.
background.
Yes.
That's literally the best part of all Endless Eight.
She would
I
no,
just-
actually, the other part is just like she has to like count the number of times that it happens.
I just see that stupid dance. I'm just like, what's the deal?
Oh, that's the ED.
Well, that's the
for
ED.
season
No, the
ED.
ED is
one.
good. The ED is good.
ED's actually
Yeah,
good.
the
I
ED's
like
fine,
the ED. Yeah.
I think my biggest like exposure to this show is a like Blaze Blue combo video that uses one of the openings as the music, and it's just Tager doing really weird combos.
The fact that it's a Tager player is just like the most perfect thing I've ever.
Right? It's amazing.
Like,
Yeah.
of course it is.
I mean, yeah. I mean, personally, it's like Haruhi's good, but I feel like I would definitely recommend other stuff over Haruhi, unless you're like, oh hey, Haruhi, I should watch this, and I'm like, oh yeah, go, sure, watch it. It's good.
I think the way I would summarize it, like I think what it tries to do, it does well, but not everyone likes what it's trying to do.
No, yeah, that's.
I think that's
honestly
the
a good
best way I can describe it.
That's honestly a
Like
pretty
it's a
good way.
quality show for what it's trying to set out to do, but I am just not a big fan of this kind of,
It's
show.
yes. All right.
Mhm.
Also, I imagine if you're just in a situation where it's like you're repeating the. Oh wait, actually, there was something I almost forgot to mention. Shout out to
Ooh,
Space
that's a
Dandy.
good idea.
Shout out to Space Dandy, which should set up a poll for each take to see if the audience thinks it's a hot take or not. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Mhm.
We'll consider it for the next hot takes whenever we feel like doing that. I don't know how to set
Yeah.
up polls this
Just like
week,
rig up.
actually.
Yeah.
I could test this actually.
There's easy systems. We can do it another time. We can do it another time.
We have to
Yeah.
figure. I don't want to have to figure it out right. Yeah, no. Endless Eight of Space Dandy was actually extremely well done, and it only took
Yeah, that's
one
because
episode.
it's Space Dandy.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's,
because it's
one
Space
episode.
Dandy, and they actually did it correctly. All right, we should probably go on to the next take.
You tell me the good show did good things. Crazy.
Wow, insane. All right, next
Insane.
take.
All right, what's the next?
What do we got?
Let's-
What do we got?
Cute girl.
See-
Oh,
Shout-
wait. What
Yo,
does that mean?
Oh,
Yo,
this
is-
cute things.
Oh,
shout
wait,
out
oh,
to-
wait.
Shout out to.
So I've heard this is a line that's been said in Ledcord quite a few times, and I don't remember who it's from. And every single time they get flamed to oblivion
I
because it's
have
just
to.
wrong.
I have to bring up this conversation. I
Wait,
put it into a
how-
Phoenix Wright argument. It's called the Great Kaon is Degenerate case.
Oh yeah, that.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Cute girls doing cute things is the most degenerate category. How can someone say that when like Monogatari exists?
Monogatari isn't even the worst thing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
No, I know, but I'm just like thinking
thing
off the
is-
top of my head, what's the most degenerate thing I know, and it's that fucking toothbrush scene.
So
What
can
about
I,
like Two Love
They're
Brew?
the whole thing is they're conflating cute girls doing cute things with stuff like
can I,
Two Love Brew.
Two Love Rue and stuff like that,
Alright,
and like
so-
DXD and things like that.
no,
So
so
they
the-
really
not-
should be thinking of like slow start.
yeah, so
Or
like okay.
Kale.
Also, so part of the thing with
Yeah,
this,
Love Live.
like
I,
the
I
piece.
rem-
Or new game.
the first person I heard talk about this take specifically said, "Yo, the reason why cute girls doing cute things is degenerate is because there isn't a plot and nothing happens. You're just watching anime for anime's sake.
Oh,
You're just
yeah, you're
you're-
right. And
you're
you're
wasting
what is your
time.
definition?
Wait,
What
wait,
is your
wait,
definition
guys,
of degenerate then?
What is
Guys,
your
check the review Mark posted.
yes? Check
That
the
was
review.
a
Yeah, it's a waste of space. Yeah, honestly that Phoenix Wright case was some of my best work.
Wait.
Sure
They did.
This
You wanna know what
review
this
has a
is?
25% approval rate.
No, you wanna know what it is? This is the Giguk take from like 10 years ago, where he was like yelling about like, how can this be like the greatest show ever made? They're just drinking tea, like where he's like having like a blowout argument with like one of his buddies on his podcast. Like this is old news.
Yeah.
Get with the times, old man. Whoever sent this in.
Get with the times. Listen to Aqua sing about chasing their dreams and just
Yeah,
be-
exactly.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's
So-
like your definition of degenerate in this case is just like, oh, because it doesn't have plot, or that it's just like it's meant to be a very simple show to cater to simple likes. Like, it's not really degenerate. That's just it's just a
Eh?
very straightforward like
By
kind
that
of
logic,
recreation.
like SpongeBob is degenerate.
Yeah,
It is.
like
I-
like
Yeah, like anything that isn't trying to be deep or narratively like impactful. It's like sometimes you can just watch them because you just want to have some quick, simple fun. Not
Right.
everything
the
needs to be deep.
Cardigans is degenerate.
it means everything I've watched is degenerate.
Why do we keep going back to backyardigans?
Like, look, sometimes the cute girls drinking tea gives me a little bit of serotonin, and in the current state of the world, I think we could all use a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Also,
very
Yeah.
diplomatic.
Also, shout out to yeah, I think the most like the cute girls doing cute things show that I watched the most recently, even though it's technically not entirely that, was Shirobako. And like, there's a very broad category as to what you like say is cute girls doing cute things, but I don't know. I feel like if you just say, "Man, wasting time in by watching something without a plot is degenerate," then does that
What's
mean
the point of hobbies? Like,
Yeah,
like,
does
that's
that
what I
mean-
Yeah.
does that
It's like-
mean that does that mean that like, yo, I'm just think about this. I'm some dude and I'm just writing up a story about how to become an inspirational person. And it's like, yo, that's a hobby? That is degenerate because
Yeah,
you're just
fucking
doing that
degenerate,
because you
you're
want
yourself.
Yeah.
you degenerate,
Dude.
you're doing a hobby you enjoy? Yo, that's I don't know, man. That's not it. That's crazy.
Dude, whoever wrote this hot take is a victim of grind culture.
It really is.
Yeah, just
It really is. They're just like, if I'm gonna watch this, you wanna know what it is? They watch it and like they binge it and they're like, nothing happened when like that was never the
Yeah.
intention. This is what this is coming from. This is where this is coming from. It's the binge mentality, which I hate. I honestly,
yeah.
Hey, why did no one's family get murdered by episode 2? Hey, why aren't they going on a grand quest? Hey, why is nothing happening? This
Yeah.
sucks.
Dude, it's
Uh,
How many
the
how many
point
people
of
who
this
can watch
is-
this have no existence, quote unquote?
The point of this is like you download Crunchyroll and then you just fucking watch a new game and you see the cute girl coding while you're like supposed to be studying for finals. You know,
They code.
something like that.
I don't remember them coding at all in Yugi.
There's something about like programming and debugging. That's in like season 2.
Yeah, I still think about that.
Season 2. I
but
need to
that's not
watch
the
that.
point. The point is like, oh my god, she said, "Oh."
I mean, there's also the classic. This dude is probably just conflating who he think, like
does the
what
adult voice.
what kind of people he thinks watches this genre, as opposed to what people really watch it for.
hmm
Dude, I watch a show.
Yeah, no,
There's also that
Do you
potential,
like
but
the
it's,
60
no matter how you view it or how you try to defend it, it's like this is
That'd
just
be
a
pretty
awful
hype.
take.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Jimmy has the best take on this, and I agree with it. Is that it's the same as just watching cute animal videos on Reddit.
Yeah, it's like no, like
Yeah.
when I'm feeling down, it's nice when you just see a baby panda wanting to be held, or you just like see a puppy, just like a
How many otter? Do you know how many otters I follow on Instagram?
So many.
At least 2.
dude
Dude,
animals.
shout out
You gotta
Chiro.
make your feed actually positive, you know.
Shout out
If you're
Kotaro
gonna
and
spend your
Hana.
time watching something, you might as well enjoy it.
I like
Shout
that
out Thor the Akita. Like, come on.
Shout out to Jimmy, aka Hectic Energy, for watching the Anime Hot Takes podcast despite not watching a lot of anime.
The homie.
He's the
Wait,
homie.
Park, you can't.
Shut up,
Park,
Jimmy.
Park. I do follow so many otters, you wouldn't believe it. My feed is like 70% American Akitas and otters.
All right.
He's like, I
let's-
sent you this.
Target, I don't like
we
that.
should. All right. I guess we
artwork
should.
I have in my
We should
apartment.
move. We should move
We should
on.
keep going.
Yeah.
We
The
should.
timer's
This-
about to go up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love Tofu
here's
Chan.
The CGI
Horrible take.
Titans are
Terrible
enough
take.
to
All right,
ruin.
Horrible
no,
take.
no, I'm
Grow up.
talking about-
Oh.
No, grow up, grow up, grow up,
Yeah, grow up.
All right.
grow up.
No.
No, grow
up.
All right,
Grow
look,
up.
look.
I'm
Grow
gonna
up.
assume you guys can talk about this without any sort of spoiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've only watched
Yeah.
the first episode of AOT season 4, and
So-
I am gonna say no.
I have two things about this, and
Hey.
one is that the CGI is not that bad. Get over it. Two, the story is still amazing, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, no one cares.
And also, three, I know I said two, but I just remembered a third that I forgot to say,
Just say it anyway.
is that like
Two addendum. Two addendum.
almost like a stylistic choice, and you only don't like it because it hasn't been done before in the series.
Wait, no. Didn't season 2 have CGI Titans?
Yes,
Season two
Colossal
and
Titan.
3, the Colossal Titan was CGI,
Yeah, the big Titan.
and it was fucking awful.
CGI wants
No,
to
but
make
no.
me
But here's the
stop
thing.
watching.
Here's the thing that people don't
What?
realize when they say this. When they say this out loud, these anime fans, right?
Anime.
These,
Anime.
these anime
Shut up.
fans. No,
Shut
no, no,
up.
no, 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 no. These people infuriate me to no end, because they don't understand that animation costs money.
A lot of money.
Dude, Wit doesn't have the show because they don't have the fucking money to make the show.
They had to make Vinland Saga and get their money back, but by that time, Mappa already took it over.
It's
Vinland Saga's so good. By
like it's one of those things. It's like I wonder
Love
why.
that show.
Like I dealt with this a lot because of the One Piece anime looking horrible. People are like, oh my god, One Piece anime looks so bad. There was a natural disaster that destroyed Toei Studios.
it's like
Like,
mean-
what are we doing here?
yeah, I mean it's like real life happens. Like people still need to make money off of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if
guess-
you guys have like gone outside recently, but there's like a fucking pandemic out there.
No one goes outside anymore. It's clear there's no need to go. No, just.
But yeah, it's like people have to like you can only like work on a project so much in like 1 week. People need to like sleep. Like as much as you want to like have everything, be a specific style, CGI, it doesn't look I don't think it looks bad. It saves time. It's not gonna it's like when you're like playing a game and there's like that one character you don't like but you use anyway because they're really good. That's not going to ruin the entire game. Like, sure, it's different than what you'd like, but it's like that's far worse of a comparison than like this. Isn't like that's like an entire aspect. This is just like one thing, like visually. I don't. This is not the take. This
Yeah.
is,
And if you're there for Titans punching, like obviously everyone likes the Titans punching, but it's like, have you missed the
I'm going
entire
to-
like everything else that's happened?
Yeah, at the end of the day, Aaron Yeager still punches Titans, and honestly, that's all I need.
honest. Well, I should make.
All right, so I didn't make slides, but there were two other takes that were submitted about CGI. If I remember correctly, one of them was something along the lines of CGI has not developed far enough for anime to use it properly, and the other one was CGI is so bad and ruins most anime scenes. I understand that it's for
Okay.
the purposes of budget, however, it just doesn't work more often than it does.
Okay,
I
anime
think-
is a colloquialism for Japanese
wait.
animation.
To both of them, I say you have no clue what is actually CGI, and it has been used in literally everything since forever. You're not noticing it because it's done well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just the
that like
overt CGI.
there's like
Yeah.
you're gonna tell me that Land of the Lustrous looks
That's not
bad,
true.
Yeah.
That's
Lustrous is
true.
easily
It
like
is
some of the best
stuff.
CGI you see. And the thing is, that's
or
full
like
CGI.
or that like Beastars is bad.
I will.
Well, actually, okay, Beastars is actually a debatable one.
Beastars is debatable, but okay, fair.
Yeah, we
But
should.
I think it looks good.
But like,
You know,
when people cry about CGI, it's for a show that's like 98% 2D, and then it's like, oh, there's this one fight or this one like supernatural element that is CG, and they think it takes them away from their immersion.
yeah, you want to talk about a real supernatural element? Talk about the CGI in the first Love Live dances.
Oh God, I
Oh, yeah.
remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
It's rough.
It was a joy to watch.
You know,
while dropping
you-
off my ass.
I was on AMQ and I was like, oh, I got an insert from Bokuben. Okay, what is this? Oh, it's from the school festival, and I didn't realize that the stupid school festival idol song was in CG, and I was in pain
See,
because
Wait,
holy
also-
moly, it's some of the worst I've seen.
Like, are y'all
But,
gonna
like-
tell me Spider Verse looks bad?
Ooh.
Like that's what I want to say. Y'all gonna tell me
Spider-Verse
Spider Verse?
Well, the thing is, like, I think there's a difference between complaining about how like overt like CGI in mostly 2D shows is versus a show that's completely stylized in CG. I think the complaint specifically is that when shows have these very blatant CG elements on a mostly 2D environment, it needs to be done right, or else it's really immersion breaking.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
no, I
It's like-
agree with that.
Yeah, it's just
Now,
one of
this
those
is me
things
adding a
that's
lot of nuance and trying to be a devil's advocate, but like, you
No,
know,
I think that's fair because like I think back to like Goblin Slayer, where like Goblin Slayer himself was like sometimes just animated in CG while everyone around him was not, and
No.
like it's jarring and immersion breaking. but
isn't that a
also I
problem in
kinda like
X-Arm?
it. What was that?
Isn't that a problem in X-Arm where some characters are CG and some are 2D?
Is X-Arm that like
There's no
really
one here watching
weird one
X-Arm.
that,
Yeah,
like, is really
okay,
bad?
I'm watching
Yes.
X-Arm, and I'm going to say that the 2D and 3D animation isn't the biggest of its problems.
Okay, I know this.
Animation
That's not fair. That whole show's a problem.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, no, it looks like what's its face.
How about this? Here's a more fair
It
example. The
it's,
C-
it's like Cinder on the rooftops, just one entire show.
Stop.
Actually,
Not Cinder on the rooftops. How about
actually,
this?
that's
Fate Zero. Fate
Yeah.
Zero CG's pretty bad.
Actually,
Tell me I'm
actu-
wrong.
I don't remember
actually,
what
Jimmy,
was
that's
CG'd in it.
actually
I thought it was pretty
If
good.
you-
that actually makes a lot of sense. Now that
But
I look
I-
at
I'm
that takes.
CGI. Yeah, 2D to be back in the American mainstream. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But it's also like, if the CG Titans are enough to
Fate Zero
ruin
is
Attack
really
on
not
Titan
what
for
I'm
you,
talking
you
about,
just need to
Chris.
grow up. Like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
that- yeah.
to say that
Movie
it,
mid,
to say that
movie
it ruined any
trash.
season, especially with a show of this much build-up, and I know it's quality. To say it
Yeah.
ruins it is a bit extreme.
Yeah, I maybe have like one or two moments watching an episode where I'm just like, whatever. But like then there was one scene in like the most recent episode where like it used the CGI as like to its advantage. It was doing like a lot of really cool like sweeping camera things, and like you're just not going to get that with 2D animation.
Oh
No.
yeah, absolutely. Like CGI offers a lot more in terms of camera work because you aren't going to have to animate every single frame from a different angle.
Yeah, y'all love complaining about Demon Slayer, but the one thing it actually does right is the CG elements.
Holy
See,
moly.
no, the CGI saves that show, because imagine that in trying to be 2D. Like, you'd have like Naruto Shippuden type shit.
Yes, you get to see Pain's face just.
No, that's a different deal.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
that's
like
actually
some, like,
good animation.
No,
That's
that's
talking about the, like,
fair.
running
No,
game.
It's honestly not
that's a
bad.
different.
People,
No, that
people just
honestly
pick up
that's
in
funny.
between frames.
Yeah, I wish Demon Slayer's
All right,
writing
timer,
was
boys,
like
timer.
All right,
matched
timer,
its video.
next.
Timer,
Next.
timer,
Late-
let's start renting Demon
Lose the
Slayer.
guy.
Can I say something
Ooh.
before we begin? Please don't pronounce Lelouch as
Jordan, that's allowed to say
Lelouch. That is a bad idea. Okay, Lelouch is a basic edgy main character. It makes Code Geass suck. I disagree, and I think this opinion is bad.
All right, Hadfrog thinks this is I honestly think this is an unironic opinion. A lot of people think Lelouch is just a really obnoxious,
Yeah.
chuny character who happens to have a lot of people loving him, and that he seems like a self-insert, so on and so forth. I understand people not liking him, but to say that he's bad is
I mean, look at him. He's an edgelord. He
Yeah,
wears black
I
and red.
mean, what's wrong with being an edgelord
Yeah, I don't think
he's
that
like-
inherently makes something
as an
bad.
anime character, not
He's
in
an
real life?
he's
Yeah.
an absurd main character in an absurd world. I don't see what's wrong with it.
I mean,
like of all the elements, Lelouch is actually not the most out of whack when it comes to Geass world.
Yeah.
Like think about all the other characters that have issues.
dude, I think
If,
so.
if this take stopped at Lelouch as a basic edgy main character, I'd be like, all right.
I can
But then
see
it goes
that.
on because it makes it
I
suck.
don't
I'm
think
like,
he makes. I don't think he makes Code Geass suck. I think there's a lot of other things that you could argue that make Code
Yo,
Geass suck.
Emma's about to throw hands.
Like for
it's
example,
like-
for example, the second season plot being the way it is sometimes, I guess. You might have a good
mean, I'm
point
trying to think-
there. I'm trying not
Characters
to
off the
throw-
top of my head that I liked way less than like I actually had issues with. I didn't like
Hey
CC
man, I
very
like
much.
edgelords.
Suzaku
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
no.
issues with.
Edgelords are cool.
Shirley could be obnoxious at points.
It does
Nina
well.
needs to die in a fire. You know, there are a bunch of other characters I had issues with, but like
Yeah.
just fine. If you don't like Lelouch, you just
Wait,
don't like
no.
Geass in general,
Chris-
probably.
no, Chris is
Yeah.
correct.
Nina and
Chris is
Table.
correct.
Nina
Chris
and
has the most
Table.
correct take.
Big titties and robots and chess.
Nina
He's got a
and
point.
Table.
This is true.
All right.
Got a point.
That's true.
No, yeah. The other thing is, it's like, if I were to pick a character that I think makes the show worse, I can think of a few that make the show way worse than Lelouch. Nina,
Nina,
a character from season 2 who I won't even give him the time of day to mention his name, but you know who
Wait,
I'm
was
talking
he
about.
like was he the little brother character?
Yes, I
think
hate him.
Little brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
him.
He doesn't really serve a point.
He just sucks really badly.
Hmm.
All right.
I think this take is exhausted.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I
there's
guess.
not really much else to say. It's like Code
Oh,
Geass is a
what's
show.
a great character?
Yeah.
That's bait.
Whatever.
That's bait. That has to be bait, Chris. I refuse to believe it.
All right, let's
All right,
boogie.
next. Piracy helps the anime industry grow. It allows people who otherwise would be gatekept by finances to experience the medium.
This is less an anime
I
take
think
and more just a media take in general.
I
Yeah,
think
this,
this is
is a
media.
media take.
This is a media take. I think it depends. I think if it's something that's extremely old and you would not have access to otherwise, I don't see the
Yeah.
problem.
I'm
There's
not
a great-
against it if there's no real easy way to watch it.
There's a grand problem of if piracy continues to grow and
Interesting,
becomes more
Chris.
mainstream, anime companies see this and think, oh, okay, we're losing money on this stuff. How do we cut corners? You take that out of the animators and the people that you're already cutting corners on,
Yeah.
and it
Here's
gets worse and worse as time goes on.
agree, but also I don't think that my subscription
no,
to
Chris is right.
Crunchyroll is going to be paying their salaries.
No, Chris
Yeah.
is right. Piracy by definition makes the anime industry grow due to One Piece being the biggest thing since sliced bread.
Fuck
He's
outta
right.
here.
He's not wrong.
Can we kick Mason from the call?
It's like, from a purely like, just is this take correct or incorrect? It's not wrong. If you make something more accessible, more people will be able to watch it, and it's nice when things are easily accessible to people.
Yeah.
However, you need to understand that piracy, if you can avoid it, probably should be avoided as long as the money that you're giving is going towards the right, going towards good sources.
I will say this. I
Well
buy if
considered,
I'm
Chris.
reading a manga and I really love it, I buy the tankobons. You know,
Yeah.
I buy
Mhm.
One
Yeah.
Piece ones. I buy Haikyuu. I bought Haikyuu. It's over now. But it's like bought Haikyuu. Really reluctantly buying MHA, but I'm not the only person who reads it in my house. So, it's like,
Understandable.
but like when I really like something, I do what I can to give back to that thing because I want more of that thing, and like, you know,
Also,
that's basically it. It's like if you really love something and after you pirate it, like I'm not gonna go back and I'm not gonna buy the fucking Dome Kano manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
should.
my experience with this is wanting Bloom into season 2, and everybody saying like, oh well, it might not get it because like people didn't really buy the Blu-rays that much. Like it streamed, people loved it, it gets rated really high, but like the streaming services aren't what's showing people that it's successful or what's giving people all the money. That's coming from like buying the merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the problem inherent with buying the merch is that it's often not accessible to most of the people. And that's where anime studios get most of their money from. Like for me, for example, right? I'm in India. There's like basically no options for me to support like shows or creators I like without like directly importing something from Japan. And even then there's like really high tariffs on that.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, the thing with
Right.
me is, oh no, yeah, that's pretty fair. Like, the other thing is, it's like, I only have so much money I can spend on stuff, and like, yes, I'm gonna pay for like I'll pay for the streaming service like when I can, or it's like, but I'm not sure if that's necessarily like that point was made where it's like not necessarily going to what
Mhm.
it's not necessarily going to the animators and the people who are making it. And then the other thing is, it's like, sure, I could also go out of my way to like buy the merchandise and all that stuff, which in some cases I do, but I don't necessarily want to support a show which I'm gonna like watch and I know I'm not gonna like. Like, I'm not. I think like Mason, I don't think I'm ever gonna, aside from maybe a Sprite cranberry if that counts. I'm not gonna buy
No,
any
see,
domestic.
I'm supporting Drom when I do that, so I will, and like really be in the back of my head being like,
Yes.
oh yeah.
No, yeah. I'm saying no. That was just me saying a bad joke. It was more like, yeah, I'm gonna support what I like, but like, there's only so much you can do, depending on like
Yeah.
where you're located and how much money you got in your
Absolutely.
means.
Listen, I'm no snitch, but like, I always think it's funny. I think it's more of an issue with games, where it's just like I can't believe they took off like whatever, right? And it's like a newer game. It's just like, yeah, like they can do that. It's like you buy the game, but it's just like no one's gonna be like, no one thinks that you shouldn't be able to play games. But what happens is that if someone owns a property and they want to take it down, like,
Shout out.
you know,
Shout out.
no,
to
I'm no
all-
snitch. I'm no snitch.
Oh yeah, shout out to all
Right.
the anti-piracy Mario Party memes that are coming out.
Oh my god.
You go try.
I mean,
some
most of us
people go
here,
and try to-
most of us here are somewhat familiar with party games made by Nintendo and
Yes.
how we understand,
Hmm.
piracy's effect on that kind of stuff. I mean, something dolphin, but at the same time, it's like,
piracy is. No
I'm not
party.
going to go out of my way to criticize someone for pirating. They have their
Yeah,
own life.
exactly.
I have mine. Everyone has their own reasons for it, whether it be finances, whether they actually don't want to support something financially, whatever. I'm not going to go out and like condemn someone for that. But it's worth recognizing that when you do pirate things, there is money that isn't going to sources that may need it, or you might not be able, or maybe you're pirating because you don't want to give money to a certain group because you don't appreciate something they're doing, whatever. But I guess on a pure basis, this take is technically true.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
It gives access to people who otherwise wouldn't have access through a variety of things. I think
I think the way to
Well,
revise the take is that it helps the anime community grow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
the industry.
It's not helping the
it's not
industry.
doing the
But
it's giving exposure in an industry's case, but I wouldn't say it's helping it grow so much as like I don't know, giving it more pairs of eyes. I don't know. I'm not gonna go any further with it really.
yeah.
Yeah, One Piece needs more exposure, guys. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, alright,
Let's help grow this niche franchise called Pokemon.
Yeah. Come on. It needs your support.
yeah.
Are there many gatekeepers, Chris? You wouldn't believe how many people gatekeep everything.
Oh god.
I kind
Yeah.
of wish people did it with
if you
MHA.
can get
Not gonna lie.
superiority by making fun of someone about something, people will do it, especially on the internet where they have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
No,
What,
I
you
wish
haven't
people
been to Love Live since 2013? Are you kidding me?
get out of here. Name 7 Awkward songs, idiot.
Hey, Ben, aren't you one who gatekept me from Love Lies Beach? You didn't like the girl I liked the most.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, listen. I wish MHA was
Alright.
gate kept. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Is it epic? Oh my god, I can't pronounce that.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
what do
we
we
should
got?
go to the next one. Next one, Space Dandy.
Oh,
He's a dandy
wrong.
in
Wrong.
space. It's better
First
than
one is
Cowboy
wrong,
Bebop,
second one
Space
is true.
Dandies.
Yes.
one of the best
First
ever.
one is wrong. Second one is true. We can move on. Like there's
Yeah,
really nothing
yeah.
to say.
Yeah, I'm just gonna listen, before we move on, I'm gonna give a shout out to the English Space Dandy voice actor who also voices my boy Barkut. Excellent voice acting. Fire Emblem Echo's character. Excellent
okay.
voice actor.
I love Space Dandy, but it's not better than Bebop.
it
Like
is
I
not
really
better
love
than
it.
Bebop.
It's not. It's the same
It's-
director, so like I understand why people make the comparison.
It's
But
also
one is like a episodic drama thriller, and the other is about going to Hooters.
Yeah.
Can we compare Space Dandy to Carolyn Tuesday?
Yes,
Yes.
I'll,
By
I'll,
that
allow,
logic.
I'll allow it. I'll
Space
allow it.
Mason is
Is it in
spoken.
the same
Space Dandy is
universe?
just anime Family Guy.
Is it in the same universe? Actually? I don't know. That would be interesting if it's. in
Hey,
the
do they
same-
go to Mars and space? Do they talk about Mars politics and Space Dandy?
Not as much.
No.
Not as much.
There's this.
That's so
There's this
unfortunate.
gorilla. There's.
I want to know about the immigration struggles on Space Dandy. Come
You
on.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. Actually, I rescind my allowing of it.
Also,
Where-
I just want to say the Space Dandy dub doesn't have Hanoka saying awesome sauce. So,
Yo,
True, however,
Bump
it is a
Bumps
great
it out of
dub.
top 5. Bumps
when
it out
are
of
we
top
doing
5.
the Naruto stuff? Actually, we still haven't done that yet. We need to do that.
Well, I was CNC on Mars because Cowboy Bebop's in space, and so is Space Dandy.
Yeah,
Like that's why.
It's
That's
space-
the answer.
it's Space Dandy, not Earth Dandy. Are you? Kidding?
Oh my, Vinay, you're such a coward. You couldn't even say that out loud.
No, there was another discussion happening. I absolutely would have said it out loud.
All right. I don't
I
really
think
have.
we can move on with this.
I don't have much else to say about this one. Here's a hot take. The way you watch a show matters. Some comedies that have very
Correct.
repetitive punchlines are very enjoyable when you space. Yes, this is why I space out comedic-based shows. Because I can only
Correct.
laugh so much.
This is a big time fuck you to grind culture, and I kind of love it.
yeah, this is kind of how I think about like with people that like binge shows and wait for everything to come out. When I do prefer watching stuff as it comes out if I have the opportunity, just because I like having that time to like digest what happens.
Yeah.
So, personally, I think like some shows are better binged, and like One Piece, for example, like this is an actual complaint I have with it. It is not very fun to read weekly.
No.
Just because like
It's chaotic.
A lot-
It-
a lot of the show's pacing works so much better when you're actually binging it, and you can say like, oh, I actually know what's going on now.
No,
Oh
like
boy,
when
binge
when a
gets
plot's been happening over the course of 2 years, it's kind of like the binge of it is amazing, and a lot of people like when they reread, they're like, wait a second, now that this is finished, like my opinion's
This
completely
flows. Wait a
changed.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's what happened with an arc. It's just the name of the arc. That's what happened the most with an arc called Dressrosa, where it was the longest to date when it happened, and it was like one of those things where people were starting to get like frustrated. It's like, oh my god, nothing's happening in this chapter. But then when they go back and binge it, they're like, wait, this was amazing. Like that happened quite a bit. It was people. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all weebs in here, so they probably are like they'll know Roger's Base. Roger's Base was banging the drum for Dressrosa being unbelievable, like unbelievably good, and then it's like, you know, people are like, "Oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Read it all at once, like reread it," and they were right. So like they were like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome." So
Chris's Dressrosa was the Brian Griffin dying arc of Family Guy.
he doesn't even know what that means.
I honestly need.
I don't know what that means, but I agree with Chris.
Actually,
I
the
fully
same
agree with
thing.
Chris.
I feel like that one of these days I need to like just
All right.
invite Chris to a podcast.
Yeah,
We need to
So
invite
to,
Chris.
to try to
Obvious.
Invite Chris. See what
okay, so to
happens.
try to positively add to the slide, I think the one show that comes to mind to me immediately, Nichijou.
Yeah, same. I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
Park said this is why he
I
dropped
watch it like
Nichijou.
once
Nichijou
every
is like
few
the
days. It was
comedy.
great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Because
think
I watched all of Nichijou in like 5 or so days, and like I usually binge watch shows, and I'm like, Nichijou is a great show, but I think one inherent problem with its comedy is that a lot of it's just high school girls sitting there doing normal thing. Suddenly, slight inconvenience happens, explosion face .png, and then
Yeah.
the situation gets resolved. Now, however, most of those situations are funny in isolation. Watching them over and over and over in the course of like 4 days is like, this is a little bit repetitive, but they're still funny situations on their own.
yeah.
And they do have their own
Yeah.
nuance and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like I can imagine other people who don't have the same patience I do would see that and be like, "Wow, this show's not funny. It's the same joke XD," and they would
That's
give
if you're
up on it.
watching it. But that's if you're watching it like a psychopath and like trying to binge it in a day.
Yes.
And like there's some shows that
Yeah.
are better at that. Like I love binging Haikyuu. I've rewatched it a ton because it was my gym show. That show works great. Like watching like 5 or 6 episodes at once because it's like, oh, I just finished a whole match.
Yeah. I think
Like
Right.
that's just how it is.
I also feel like
I mean, like,
I feel like in general with shows like I feel like sometimes it's better to like watch stuff as it comes out because I feel like you retain it better, but sometimes it's like it really depends because sometimes you want to watch something all at once and be like, yo, this episode preview is making me go crazy. I need to see the next episode versus, oh, that was pretty funny, but I need a break. Then you come back to it and like, hey, this is cool again, and then you like space it out more. I think it's like very dependent. On the
hey,
type
let
of
me give an
show.
opposing example. Nichijou is the kind of show where like binging it will probably lessen the experience. I think a show where not binging it will lessen the experience. Evangelion.
Yeah, I would agree.
You need to watch that whole thing in a chunk. If you like wait days or even sometimes weeks in between episodes, your brain drain on that's going to be rough.
I would say it's like, yeah, like I feel like others. This is like another thing. Also, I just bit my tongue. Ouch. So something else that I think is like, you also have the type of shows that you watch that are bad, but you can space it out to get through it. But then you have like the good show where spacing out is definitely the way to go. I think it really depends on like the type of show you're watching and why you're watching it and like what it's giving you.
It really does depend on how the narrative functions within the story. Emma brings up a cool question. What about Monogatari? I think Gottary is the kind of show that once you hit season 2, you need to get like binge.
Yeah, I think
I think once you hit that point,
I
you can
think-
kind of you can kind of space it out early, but once you hit season 2, you got to keep going.
I think that this, I think with Monogatari, I think it's definitely good to watch a little slower early on, but
Because the mystery is still there.
Yeah,
You're not
the
going to be
mystery.
missing out on a ton of stuff because it's not actually actively trying to explain that stuff.
yeah, but I feel like as you get further on, like especially season 2, I binged that pretty hard. Like I was watching like 5
Yeah.
or 6 episodes like on average a day for a bit, and I was just kind of like,
Right. Oh, I did say I watched one full arc a day on that.
no,
Yeah, I think in Arcade, like Monogatari is the kind of show where it's like it has
Of course you do
good
that.
pacing or good watch pacing built into it, where you can watch like an arc a day and then you take a break in between seasons of the show. And that's like a pretty good experience, like in and of itself. Like you can obviously binge it, like nothing wrong with that. But it has like pacing options. It's one of those shows where you can watch in like almost any style and it works.
yeah. All right.
I think there's certain timings you should do, but that's just me. But anyway, we're on timer for this, so let's keep going.
Yeah.
Next show. Cowboy Bebop is great, but most people that loved it can only recall 8 episodes at base. At best, it's a great show, but I don't know if it's a horrible one.
Okay.
Do people have short-term memory loss?
What?
Is that what
Yes.
this is?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so like off the top of my head, the first episode with the Peppers, the second
What?
episode where they they pick up Faye, the episode where they pick up the little kid, the episode where the little kid has like the psychedelic episode, like
Mushroom Samba.
the one where like
Okay.
The one
the
with the
one where
guy
Jet
who.
like confronts his past. Like
The one.
I remember all of these, and I have watched this show like over 2 years ago.
The
What
one
are you
with-
trying to get at?
Jupiter Blues.
The one with the fridge.
You're gonna carry that weight,
Like-
like all that stuff. It's like Like-
Are you telling me I just forgot about all this? Like there was a sick like ice planet on the middle of it with the
Yeah.
like
Yo,
am
that
I,
ice
s-
If
did
you-
I suddenly forget this? Am I just hyping this up because I like oh Tank is so cool, haha, funny guy with hair. Like
Yeah.
no, this is just a good
no,
show. And I
like
remember a lot of it.
remember when Ed went and played chess with that super old grandmaster? It was
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
Remember
No,
when
like,
Spike finds his alter ego on that planet? Like, remember when
Yeah, I
Jet
remember that.
remember when Spike finds like the old like trucker girl in the bar and they go on that sick
remember
adventure in
remember when
space?
Vicious shows up? Remember when like everything with Julia? Like-
Remember?
Yeah, like
Like what are we doing? Like,
is
and
this
they're
not,
all
are these not all memorable? Like
Also,
this show is iconic for a reason.
I want to take this
Mhm.
take in like kind of a different direction. Is that like it's basing on like remembering episodes, but like I feel like that's not really important
It's really not.
when it should like
Yeah,
Yeah.
having memorable like story beats and moments. I think is more
Mhm,
important.
No,
just
like-
for
like-
something that has like
it is.
a full front to end plot.
I feel like.
here's the thing, it's like memorable episodes. It's like Asteroid Blues is like one of the most iconic opening episodes of all time. Like all the episodes are named after songs because it's Watanabe who does this. It's like you're gonna tell me that like you don't know when I say the Real Folk Blues parts 1 and 2, you don't know what those are, and then you've watched the show. Like if I say like final arc Spike versus Vicious, you'll know exactly what that is. You don't need to know that it's the Real Folk Blues parts 1 and 2. Like I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like it's so bizarre. It's just like I can't recall specifically when they picked up Ein. Like
Mhm.
what episode number that was. It's just like,
Yeah.
or do you remember the chase with Ein and they're like, oh, he's a super smart Welsh corgi and that whole thing and how he's actually like a wanted like asset. Like,
That was
it-
episode
it's-
2, I'm
it's
pretty
like-
sure.
I think that
It
was
was
episode 2. Yeah.
It was episode
Like,
2, and then
I
Hans
can't
John
really-
Gilman was episode 3. The Fae.
I'm like
Because
the
episode 1 is going
only-
to carry that way. Episode 2 is that. Episode 3 they pick up Faye, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Something
I'm
along
like
those
the
lines,
only
but-
Zoomer
yeah, I
here
don't have
who
to-
hasn't watched this.
Also, I feel like it's honestly, I would rather remember my feelings regarding a show and like the lasting like impact and like I think it's been around like 5 years since I last watched it, and if you like give me a few keywords, I remember the episode. But it's like I don't think necessarily not remembering the details of every single episode makes a show not memorable. If that makes sense.
You're
You don't
not
have-
yeah, like you're suddenly not like you're not suddenly not a true fan of the show or whatever. It's
No.
just
Yeah.
Like me
you love the
forgetting.
show for a variety of reasons. You don't have to suddenly like have the whole plot memorized because there's going to be a test on it in English class the next
Right.
day.
Right,
Yeah.
like me forgetting
Yeah.
when was, like that's gonna happen. Brendan knows what that means. I
When.
forgot when was, and then I was just like, oh my god, it was this other thing that takes place at the same place with those same characters. I can't believe I forgot when it was.
It's like
Yeah,
you like X anime, name every episode.
It basically is that.
Yes. And it's like then
beekeeping.
and then like someone says, "Hey, oh, you like Naruto? Name your Naruto character." And then I'm probably gonna upload that video to YouTube, and it gets like 500 views. Anyways, anyone else got anything to say on this one? Because I feel like I've said everything.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I think just remembering the story is more important than obsessing over every like minute detail.
Mhm.
Or at least
Remember.
remembering your feelings about certain story elements.
It is a good
Specifically.
take. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
when.
All right. I guess.
When.
Next
Go for it.
take. Oh shit!
Madoka.
Madoka Magica. I've actually seen this show. I like this show. All right.
Yep.
Oh, I
I will
haven't seen
be.
it.
I will say this up front.
Initial warnings,
Madoka
I haven't seen
spoilers.
I haven't seen
Madoka
I haven't seen
spoilers.
Rebellion yet. So keep
Mute.
Rebellion for the
Mute.
end, and I'll mute
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mute yourself. You have not. Yeah,
I have
Madoka.
zero interest in this.
Yes.
so
Well,
I'll just be a
also
fine
Serial
spectator.
Experience Lane.
is a good
Also,
show.
Serial,
It is a good
Serial
show.
Experience Lane spoilers, by the way. But
Oh,
Yeah.
oh fuck. Yeah.
I'll forget. I'll forget it by the end.
I assume
Alright.
Lane is something along the lines of bad ending of some sort or bitter sweet
No,
ending. I don't know. I haven't seen Lane,
And-
so I don't know.
it's been a while since I've seen Lane.
I mean, both Madoka and Lane are shows where its characters thrust into situations where they're suddenly given abilities that are seen as, you know, superhuman or very different, and it's supposed to be they're both supposed to be uncomfortable shows. But I don't know if I would even call it worse, because the thing is with Madoka, I didn't really even have many feelings about the ending. It's just like, oh, the show's over, because I felt like most of the rising action and like all the suspense around it kind of fizzled out before even the ending. And I'm not saying fizzled out in a bad way. It's just like I had no
it
bad
kind of like
feelings about the
started
ending
concluding like pretty early
before
on.
the final. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
concluding, but even before the final episode.
And,
And I know
and
some
it didn't
people are
even
like, oh,
conclude
but
in the
like
final
they didn't.
episode.
The fight didn't happen. It's like it didn't need to.
I feel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
were
it
you
really
expecting some
didn't need
grand wah finale? Like, this show doesn't need that. Actually,
I feel like
believe it or not, the show was never about the spectacle. It was about the character interactions and how they're dealing with all this
It was
stuff. as
about watching
14-year-olds.
pastel-colored anime girls suffer.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because haven't you ever wanted to just like see, oh, this is cute, and it's like, oh, wow, there's a lot of depth. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I want to see a blue-haired anime girl just start brutally murdering something while muttering some really fucked up thing. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool
Yeah.
and edgy. Yes, 100%. Madoka Magic.
All right,
Wait, does it
B, I
actually?
think.
Madoka Magica translates directly to miserable
B-
lesbian?
I think that
Is it? What?
I've
No.
never-
Tommy,
That's
Tommy,
wrong.
you need to look at who's typing this.
this
Tommy,
is Chris, bro.
Whoops.
Oh, it's Chris.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was Chris.
can we?
I think that
Jeez.
going on point B,
I'm so
I
tired.
think the thing about Madoka is that unless you were watching it in 2011, you got the twist spoiled for you. You knew what you were watching going into
Oh,
it.
everyone knows that. Everyone knows, like, you know,
It's gotta
everyone has
be.
seen those Tumblr like images, right?
Yeah.
I
Those
knew.
ones where it's like, oh, I'm starting it. Oh, the cat's so cute, and then like they watch 4 episodes, and it's like, I want this thing to burn.
Yeah.
I feel like
There's that, and I also never really thought of it as a twist. Like the atmosphere in episode 1 and 2 is
It's- no.
extraordinarily unsettling.
yeah. No, the
You
other
cannot
Yeah,
go
I-
into Madoka, watch a full episode, and say this show is comfortable and happy. It's about cute anime girls. Like, no, it's supposed to be brooding. It's
Mhm.
actually supposed to make you feel unsettled.
yeah, I kind
It's
of
very clear that something is wrong and that this cat's taking him down a path they don't want.
I loved
Yeah.
how brutal it was because for me, I would say I'm not usually a magical girl show type of guy
Like,
unless there's a
I
lot
don't
of
think many people are.
yeah, unless there's a lot of
Are
depth.
people like, for whoever submitted this, are you mad that your expectations weren't subverted? Like,
I mean-
is that the issue here? Do you need to be surprised for it to feel impactful? Like, it's Madoka isn't about the spectacle of these insane plot elements. It's just strictly about character interaction
In some
at
cases,
the end of the day.
in some cases, I think knowing exactly, I think in some cases knowing the twist doesn't really matter that much because it's not just the twist in itself that's the most important thing. It's also how the characters react to that twist and the world implications on the story.
Yeah. I kind of like I don't remember my reaction very well from when it happened, but I remember not being very surprised, but still being like,
That's a crazy
oh shit,
twist.
you know?
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like you knew that something was up, but you couldn't exactly say the specifics.
Yeah.
Like, because like there's a few
Yeah.
different ways this could go, and it's like, oh, they chose that route, okay, but it was still pretty shocking because the way they showed it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Also, Rebellion is the worst possible ending. Hey
I'm
man.
gonna mute myself in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. Dude,
Um,
Homura did nothing
I know a lot
wrong.
of people have issues with it.
Homura did nothing wrong.
So I get where it's coming from in that it's not the greatest ending since it kind of retcons a lot of like Madoka's actual ending.
I
Because like
view
what
it-
I think
I kind of
or
view it as
Homura
a,
anti-Madoka or some shit. I forgot. It's been years since I've watched this
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I would say I liked regular more. I personally view it as a different timeline. Kind of deal. I don't think
Mm.
it. I don't. It's like I kind of think of it as instead of like, oh, this is a continuation, I think of more of a what if type of scenario where it's like you got a few timelines where it's like, what if, you know, Homura is not necessarily satisfied with the world and you're it's like her
Right,
past
right.
trauma kind of catches up to her and it's like she can't.
I guess like
I
I
can-
think looking
yeah.
at an alternate timeline is kind of a better interpretation. Like the third Code Geass movie
Yes, yeah.
might not be a bad way of looking at it, but as a direct sequel, yeah, I agree. It's
Yeah.
not.
I
It's not a big
yeah,
deal.
I view it as more of like
I wouldn't say worst possible, just because like you don't want to go down that road of what could be the worst possible thing they do here.
yeah, I don't think it was
But
necessary.
it wasn't good.
I don't think I liked it, but I kind of felt like it wasn't necessary. It wasn't bad. I actually still thought it was, you know, pretty good, but like not as good. Like it was still like I still enjoyed the spectacle of it, but it's like
Mhm.
it. I felt like compared to like Evangelion, where the ending is just like I feel like I'm on drugs, and like end of Evangelion goes like, wow, man, this is more like oh wow, and then you just go like oh, I feel like I'm on drugs, but it's like it's like after like the actual show, and then you're not sure like oh, okay then.
Yeah, Rebellion, the way I look at it is I kind of just like didn't have a big reaction to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
same.
That's like more than you can ask for most endings to things.
Yeah. More
True.
like
Wait, I have one thing to say before the timer goes
Yes.
off.
Mm.
More like Maduki Crapchica. Am I right?
All right, get rid of that.
Mason, we have to delete the VOD now. No.
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 No. All right. Yeah. I guess I'm ready to go on to the next.
Yeah,
thing.
let's roll.
14. Good characters far outweigh good plot.
Yes.
No.
No,
they both
I
matter.
this take is
disagree.
pointless. I think this take is
It is
pointless.
pointless. It's
I feel
pointless.
like this
It's
is
almost-
just
What does
arguing.
this accomplish?
It's like so here's the
Okay.
one thing I'm gonna
On a
say.
different tag, what
I
does this
feel
take?
like
Good
you can,
character. What is the point of this?
I feel like you need
What's the-
both in a good
Yes.
show.
What's the
You
point?
need
Are you,
both.
are you, are
Okay,
you
hold
tell-
on. Just for the sake of argument, I need two examples. Think of a show with good characters, bad plot, and think of a show with bad characters, good plot.
All right, I'm gonna think of.
Uh,
I have one with good characters, bad plot, but you guys are gonna hate me for saying it because it's Love Live.
Say it.
Yes,
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
actually,
Oh, that's fine.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
disagree
that
with
works.
that actually. Aside from
I
But
can see
like-
it.
Like,
Yeah.
what constitutes
Love Live is a
bad
character
plot?
where you're just watching girls follow their dreams. It's not particularly narratively deep or
What
Yeah,
constitutes?
strenuous.
What
And it's always the
constitutes-
same things. Like,
Bad-
oh
bad-
no,
bad
he got
characters,
sick before
good
the
plot.
concert. Like you know.
what
But I can't really
constitutes
think of something with a good plot but bad character.
I heard like
Uh,
Soriori.
Yeah, it's just like-
Sekai Yori?
Sekai, yeah, the
Shinsekai
one,
Yes.
the dystopia one where I've heard the characters are bad, but I haven't seen it.
Here's
Oh,
the thing:
uh,
when you consider plot, are you just saying like the places they go and the concepts that are introduced? Because like characters are inherently the pieces that move the plot along.
Yeah, I'm just
People
gonna say.
have to
I
think
was an
about
English
that.
major. This is like breaking my brain right now. And it's like because like what constitutes a bad plot? It's like Haikyuu doesn't have a bad plot because it's people trying to win at volleyball.
No,
That's the plot of the show. Like
I guess if the plot is like stupid,
Bad characters
and-
get plot of regular magic.
like what?
like fucking Symphogear. Is that what they're talking about? But
No,
it's like,
Mark
no,
says
what the-
Bake Monogatari is.
Yes,
Oh wait,
simple.
Mark says Bake Monogatari is good characters, bad plot. Is it really fair to consider Bake its own like piece?
I would
Like it's
consider
trying
it-
to introduce you to
no.
a whole like series
I-
of episodes.
I think the thing is, it's really hard because if you have a character-driven show, by its nature, the plot is going to be related to those characters, and if the characters are good and well written, then that's going to translate to their plots.
Yeah,
I mean, like, are
so,
people
like-
talking about like
Yeah.
overarching story? Because like being the plot. Because
Yeah.
the thing is like characters need the plot and the plot needs the characters. It's a symbiotic relationship. You
yeah,
can't
you
really
need-
have one without the
No,
other.
it's like
if a
okay. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think the only way that this take works is that think of a show that has an egregiously awful plot that is unforgivable, but has like one of the most beloved characters of all time.
Naruto,
Darling in the
Kakashi.
Darling in the
I
Franxx.
think it's okay. I'm not
what's
saying
his-
No,
beloved
that's
as in
horny.
what-
Vinay, that's
who I
horny.
am with
Vinay,
That
Darling.
is
I'm not saying
horny.
beloved is like people just love them.
Blonde hair dude from Darling in the Flanks. That guy's really cool.
Darling in the Flanks.
No, it's
Darling in the
Goro.
Flanks.
Goro.
Burrow kind of a Chad actually.
Or no, like
yeah,
here's the
Goro.
thing, like but here's the thing, but that's like if you are like giving Darling in the Franks
Chris,
above his,
shut up.
if you were giving like Darling in the Franks above 0 because of Goro, like That's
But,
not enough.
Can
Well,
I
I guess
also
it's
can I give an
10 for the
example?
first half, 0 for the second
Can,
half.
can I give an example?
No,
that-
it's like a 3 for the first half and like a -7 for the second half.
Can I give an
Okay,
example?
we're going off topic. Holy moly!
Yeah.
Can I give two examples that no one else will get but me?
Quick, yes.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. So there are very good characters, plot, and at some points, but the characters kind of carry it. And then the other one is Index Season 3 is terrible. The plot is terrible, but I watch it because it has Vector Guy.
Index 3 is the war arc, right?
Yes, it's terrible.
Okay,
The
so
pacing is
I read the
terrible.
light novels for that.
Yeah,
and,
no, I wish I read the light novels.
At least there, the plot is fine, but the characters suck. So
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I feel like it's just.
Emilio saying that he'd hit them with the Nick Young is like absolutely
Accelerators and
correct.
shit.
Like that's how I feel right now. Like I feel like I just
Love that
read
guy.
something where like
Well, out the characters. Are bad.
it's like one of those things. It's like no fucking shit. Like not fucking shit, but just like you like plot and themes. It's like saying like the room has themes, but you need characters and like writing and like a way for the plot to
Yeah, the
happen.
characters are alright. Yeah,
I'm
the
so
room has
confused.
those. What are we doing?
I think the only show I can think of off the top of my head that makes this work is Princess Principal, and I think no one else here has watched that. Maybe like
Yeah,
one or two
I
people in chat
have.
have, but it's like
I've been meaning
it's
to.
characters who are interesting and you like their motivations and intents, but it's like the way that the writer writes them into situations, it
I
feels
can-
like it's underutilized
I can-
potential or something like that.
I can give.
It's like okay, I liked the people that were involved, but I didn't really like what they got involved with, if that makes sense.
I
But the
also-
thing is, like a bad plot.
Like their
will-
motivations and shit make sense, but it's like I was kind of bored because they weren't used properly. It's that
the
kind
thing
of
is,
thing.
like the thing is, like a bad plot is going to bring down a otherwise good character and make them a bad character. It's like I don't understand what they're trying to say with this.
Actually,
like-
you want to know?
Like
Oh,
Mike
wait a
got-
minute. Wait a minute. Remember how we always say Ruby is a character that was destined to fail because she
Yes.
was stuck in a show that she couldn't actually let reach her
Yes.
potential?
But no, but the thing is, she's still a bad character. Like within the context of Yome Kano, she should not have been in the thing. Like her
Because she was written
motivation.
to be bad, but she could
Yeah.
but she could be a good character if the plot didn't bring
Also-
her down.
Also, another.
Right, but that's what
I
I'm saying. Is
realize
like
I'm trying to be a huge devil's advocate for this because I'm trying to make some sort of
Also,
conversation
I
on
can
it,
think-
but like
wanna
It's
know,
a relationship.
I can. I
Yeah.
will say I can think of video games that have good characters but bad plot. One of them
This
is.
is the anime hot takes.
Yeah, no, this
podcast,
is
not the
Anime
video
Hot
games
Takes
hot take
podcast. So I
This
can't
isn't the
use
Fire
those
Emblem Hot Takes.
examples.
This isn't the
Yes,
Hot
it's
Takes
Fire
podcast.
Emblem.
Yeah,
What do
wait
you
for
think?
wait, when's Video Game Hot Takes podcast happening and I can just rant about every single GameCube game being the most overrated pile of garbage in
God,
existence?
Yeah, we
please
should
on
do.
this.
We should
If
do
you
a
say
video game.
anything
hot-
about Wind Waker, I will fly down to the US and shank you.
we need to. We actually should
No,
do
no.
a video game hot takes podcast.
let me talk about Melee
Alright, well,
for a
let's talk
second.
about
Let me
this
talk
later.
about
Also,
Melee.
should we
Melee.
move on to the
Little
next slide?
podcast.
Timer's up. Timer's up.
Yeah.
Toradora is the best rom com of all time. I disagree.
I mean, I gave it a 10. I feel like I have to.
I
agree.
mean, you can say it. I disagree.
But it's less a rom com and more like I really resonate with the two main characters, and they might be the two strongest main characters in a romance I've seen because they actually have a relationship and they grow together. It's
But
kind of
The
awesome.
thing is, yeah, it's like Toradora's strengths are that it doesn't fall into the same like degenerative tropes that a lot of its cohorts do. And of course, we've always had the classic tropes aren't inherently bad, but what Toradora does well, it does really well. And considering it happens to be in the rom-com genre, which doesn't happen to often reach the same peaks that Toradora does, there's not really a lot it has to contest with.
Yeah.
Park is saying the show does not see Mace Core.
I would.
Like, you want to know what's Mace Core about it? That it's good.
It is good. I
It's
will
good.
say. I will
Like, okay,
say.
realistically, what is fighting for this title?
Kaguya.
What comes to mind?
Kaguya,
Ore
I guess,
Monogatari?
but it's entirely different.
Yeah, or Monogatari, possibly Kaguya, possibly.
I haven't seen Kaguya,
I
so
mean,
like, I'm not gonna,
Toradora is
talk
like-
about it.
I
Toradora
haven't
is like
seen it. I'm up to date with
Toradora is like
manga.
in the very upper echelon. It's like extremely good, but I
I
feel like
think
this is
Toradora.
I think Toradora belongs in the conversation
Yes,
for sure.
it
But like,
does.
I'd
I
say
think-
of the best.
I think it's
I don't know.
I think it's entirely subjective. I think that you can make the argument that it's the best, but I don't think you can say it's flat out the best without looking at the
Yeah,
other competitors. But it's
the-
definitely it's like
The other aspect of it is like the calm in rom-com is like comedy is just so absurdly subjective. Like,
yeah.
what if Toradora isn't funny to someone?
No, the thing is like comedy,
Well,
like
But
I'm
that's
a
the
big
thing with Love and War, because a lot of people think Love and War is so, like super like repetitive and boring, and it's like, oh, his and her circumstances is just better in every way and stuff like that.
It's like this. It's like
His
my-
and Her Circumstances is a drama, though. It's not really like a comedy. It's like full on
Yeah, because
drama.
that's where the problem with genres come in. It's like, what do you define as a rom-com when it comes to romantic
Golden
like
time.
shows?
From my
Romance
experience with like,
comedy.
I haven't finished Toradora, as evidenced by this nice X you can see there. But from watching it, I felt that it was like a capital ROM and like a lowercase COM,
Yes.
when like
correct.
Kaguya was lowercase ROM, uppercase COM.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they
So
both
it's
have
like-
romantic and comedic elements, but what they focus on is inherently different.
Right.
Yeah.
Kaguya, yeah,
I think
Like,
it's
Kaguya's
entirely-
not gonna have a moment like at the like school festival, the way
Yeah.
that,
No.
and like Toradora isn't gonna be laugh out loud funny the way that Kaguya.
well, here's the thing: Kaguya has
Mhm.
those, but it has it like once every 6 episodes, whereas Toradora, it's actually like a pretty regular occurrence.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
like I again, I haven't seen Kaguya. I can't really speak on that. But it's
I
just like
reckon-
again, Toradora has like these beats, like romance-wise, that are like less about like, oh my god, she called him a baka. Can you believe that? It's more like, it's more like, can you have that relationship with your dad, because I don't know my dad, and like I really want you to have this, like
where
sort of stuff, where it's like actual like writing and characters, and like they're playing off of each other with pre-established
Yeah.
stuff.
I
Crazy.
kinda-
And there
yeah,
happens to be romantic elements around it, and there happens to be some funny moments around it. But
Mhm.
like,
gonna say something.
I think this
Taiga
take
and
ultimately just
Ryu.
boils down to genres suck.
Yeah.
There's just genres as a concept suck when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah,
don't
true.
my favorite genre is action and adventure, don't you know?
Guys, didn't you know that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the best anime comedy of all time?
Oh my god.
Thank you, Annie List tags. Very cool.
I
There's
think-
the one joke about the dead baby. That's the best comedy
That,
ever.
that's not
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, clearly School Days
One joke.
is the
One
best
joke.
One joke.
rom-com ever.
No, no,
Like,
no, no.
rom-com, it's
That's
not-
that was what I was doing. That's what I was doing. It's
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, guys, play along.
All right,
Okay.
we're about to go on timer. Let's move on. Let's move on. Only a few
Corridor's
more.
Alright.
good.
Isekai is held back by the degenerate protag trope.
Okay. I feel like I'm the most qualified here to speak on this.
Yeah, go
Just a
off.
bit.
Go off.
Okay, yes and also no. It's held back by the site it's being published on most realistically, because most of them are published on what's it called? Encode Etsu. I'm not able to pronounce that right. And there it's like, only the most viewed web novels actually gain traction. So you're oftentimes pandering to like the lowest common denominator. So they go for like these like generic power fantasies and cookie cutter worlds. And yeah, like the degenerate protagonist is obviously like one of the biggest sort of calling cards of that. But I think the other problem is the fact that all the worlds are basically indistinguishable from each other.
They all
Like,
have
if you-
blonde
Oh,
elf
it's the
ladies.
classic. Like they show you like 20 different isekai like main like starting cities, and it's like you have to tell me which one's from which, and they're all just the same circle with a wall on the outside and a river crossing through the middle.
Yeah, I feel like
See, I probably could, but that's a different thing.
I feel like I feel like the main problem with isekai is like, oh, there's this one gimmick, but then it gets boring after 2 episodes or something. I feel isn't that
No,
more the
because
problem?
it's just based. It's running on the gimmick. I mean, that's how I felt about
Yeah.
like overly cautious here,
Yeah.
for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
how I
no,
felt
so-
about
Whereas like
that.
when the show actually tried
Again.
to just be an isekai, it sucked. When it actually tried to be overly cautious, it was funny.
Yeah.
Again, that's also a byproduct of like the actual publishing format where you have to rely on the gimmick. That's why the titles are also so long. So that people that people browsing through these web
Well,
novels can read it and know instantly what's going on.
Here's my defense about this take of like the specific degenerate protag trope like complaint. You can have degenerate protags and have them be the best character in the show. Re Konosuba.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is it's just like I'm sure a lot of people are tired of just isekai only really pandering to like
Needs.
late teens, early 20s otaku types who live in their parents' basement who just want to have someone to project onto. That kind of thing can be obnoxious. I can
Well,
understand that.
I will say this.
Because a lot of times that also can affect the plot because you have to pander to that protagonist because the plot revolves around them.
It's like isekais in general. I don't like the concept of, just being completely honest, because it's like, why can't it just be in a different world? Like, not
So-
like, why can't it just be the
The-
fantasy world? I
no,
understand the
so-
self-insert
yeah.
aspect of it, but it's like my favorite isekai is probably Drifters, and it has nothing to do with like, oh my god, look at me, I'm this self-insert. It's about like Hannibal Barca teaming up with Oda Nobunaga, and it's like, this is awesome. Like,
So the thing about that is that,
Well,
like
but
you
remember
said,
Never mind.
yeah, for the most part, they are self-inserts, they're not actually degen.
Mhm.
This is something that like is there a lot. They don't behave degenerately unless like it's explicitly around that. God, I hate that subgenre. But it's like they're most of the times they're meant to be blank slates and reactive to the plot around them. Unless you're like Shield Hero or something, but that
But, like,
that has a whole host of other issues.
You can accomplish that
Shield
with like a
Hero.
standard fish out of water. I'm
No,
not gonna
no, you
lie.
can't. No. So the thing is, the best isekai are often the ones which make use of the fact that they come from another world. Shout outs
Like
to
Drifter.
what's its name? Now and then, here and there. Park, you don't want to know the answer
know-
to that.
You know an isekai that I really like? The Slime isekai. I love that one.
I also really like slime.
Park, you really do not want.
Because it's
Let me check manga. That's
I think my only issue with slime is how it is detrimentally horny.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, that's true.
I love it, but the past few episodes, I've just been like, why does the purple lady just have to have massive badonkers at
Hey,
all
what's
times?
wrong with massive badonkers? They're cool. I like.
Nothing, but dude,
don't-
I just can't.
Protag
No, I understand what you're saying though.
is trying to do protag things. All of a sudden, you look away for like 5 seconds. You turn your head back. All of a sudden, his hand is like in between her cleavage.
Exactly.
It's like, how did this happen?
This
Why
put
is this happening?
unironically.
And,
Why
and,
is
and
this-
meanwhile,
it's-
Drifter's guy is just like,
it's-
wait, I'm a soldier. How do like I'm gonna fight? Like,
It's-
is there a war I can be a part of?
Part-
Awesome, sick.
Park, to answer you, it's about 850.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Moving
it's a
on.
number.
Moving on, but yeah,
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
keep going. But
Final
yeah,
stretch.
big badonkadonks. Okay, next.
Speaking of binoculars,
Oh my
Okay,
god,
so
what
it's
fucking
Plot
like,
Tool, the
head up
Demise.
their ass like anime. Oh my god, the morality of high school characters is debatable. Oh my god.
it's like
no.
I feel like this point was discussed ad nauseum back in like when did this come out? 2011 or something.
2014. Like,
I
Yeah.
feel like
20, oh wait, I put the date on the top right. I'm an idiot.
I'm not. Wow. I'm not watching this for the fan service. I'm watching this.
here's
for-
my response.
Oh
to
no,
this
no.
thing.
Here's the thing.
My response is that I don't care if it benefits anybody narratively. It's funny that the giant buff dude has to get naked to fight clothing falling from the sky.
Yeah, I find it hilarious.
Well, here's the thing. I think you guys are interpreting this as like a degenerate who's like, oh, it's actually okay. It's like the thing they were trying to say
No.
when they submitted this is like remember when everyone was like, oh, it's the nudity in Kill la Kill is actually subversive. It's a parody on the
Yeah.
genre. It's like, and people use it to like, completely defend any sort of critique. I think it's perfectly fine to have issues with like
Yeah.
how Kill la Kill handles this stuff. I have friends, some of my best friends in anime, who straight up say they just don't like the show or can't get into it because of that. I have no qualms with that.
Oh yeah,
But
agreed.
I
That's
think
totally fair.
this is just trying to say like there actually is a narrative purpose for why it happens.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
that, I
yeah,
know
I
that there's a
agree.
narrative
No, it
purpose.
makes
It
sense.
doesn't
If
mean
that's,
it's
if
like
that's it, yeah.
like yes, it is a plot tool. It's just like it has narrative purpose. I understand all that, but it's just like who cares if it's like subversive or not? Who cares if it's a plot tool or not? Like does it?
No, it's like to say it's subversive is like this isn't. You're overthinking Kill la Kill. It's just like they did it because they thought it was funny. Yeah, like it kind of makes
Yeah.
fun of the
The
genre.
morality
Yeah.
of how it's
Kill-
used on high
Kill la
school
Kill
characters is debatable. Oh my
I
god.
I mean I do agree with that honestly.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
just them saying like you're allowed to
Yeah.
think it's weird champ because they're high schoolers.
It
I
is
mean,
incredibly
it's-
weird, champ.
I
They're all
mean,
like
It is in
15.
fact weird champ because they're high schoolers.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm not. But the thing, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I originally misinterpreted this, but like I do get what it's saying. But it's like,
Yeah, it's a dense response, so I definitely also kind of misinterpreted it, I think.
Yeah.
It's a response. It's a response to people saying the show's you're not thinking about it properly. It's like the show ain't that deep.
Yeah.
It's not-
I
it's
don't think
just-
there's like a
yeah.
wrong way to think about something.
It's more like this is like the
No.
type of show I watch for the spectacle as opposed to like a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
symbolism. It's more like, yo, epic scissor girl fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see the Shadow the Hedgehog colored girl fight the Sonic the Hedgehog colored girl with giant scissors.
Yes.
Correct.
Epic.
I mean, like watching
Imagery.
Ryuko be embarrassed, I thought was funny. It works. It was like, oh, haha, like she's stuck in this situation, haha, XD.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
get that.
It just
But,
has
like-
the trigger issue of like it being like, oh my god, let's make this feel way longer and like spend way more time on it than we have to.
When they could have just
Yeah.
been making more Little Witch Academia.
hot take.
More
Killing
They
you
could have
say.
toned, they could
See
have
that
toned down
ending?
on the father. They could have toned down on the father and the brother characters' antics a bit.
Hmm.
All right.
If you made a JoJo
there's a lot of
reference,
things there's a lot of things that Trigger could have toned down on in recent
Mm.
months or
I
years, say, but
I haven't
recent
seen.
existence.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many Trigger shows aside from this and Luluco.
All you have to know is that whenever they feel like if it feels too long, like it never feels just right. It always feels like it should have been like 5 episodes longer or like 5 episodes shorter. There's no in between, and it's amazing that they do that consistently every single time.
All right.
True.
let's keep going.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, we
keep going.
Gucci.
What's
Next.
next?
Shows
Shows
like
like
S-Arm and Mars Destruction should be high rated despite
No.
being disasters. They're still
They're
funnier. No, Mars
You're-
of
you-
Destruction is
No, they are
No,
not
no,
funny,
no,
nor are
no.
they entertaining.
Mars.
People like
like-
you are why Transformers make billions.
Can someone
This
explain
is
this?
like saying The Room should be considered a good movie.
No, it's a horrible. The prequel should be a good movie.
Guys,
Like,
but guys, they're subversive, right? Whether they
No,
intended to
no.
be or not, they're subversive.
They're
Like,
not.
yes, you can still find them funny. You can still find them entertaining, but that
You
doesn't
can-
mean you should rate them highly.
I mean, you can rate. I
It's
feel
like,
like
okay, if X-Arm is if X-Arm is the show that you enjoy the most of everything you watch, and you gave it a 10, all the power to you. Like whatever,
Yeah,
sure. But to say that
like,
they
yeah.
should be like,
I think
you're not. I think Mars of Destruction is garbage, but I watched it because I could get some sort of entertainment value from the absolute
yeah,
dumpster
guys,
fire
go
that
to
it was on my
K2 and
one
give
watch of
Ruby a
it.
10. No.
I think it's like one of those things where like it's something like this or like The Room, right? I would never like go on AniList or something and rate this like a 9 and say in a review like you guys got to watch this. But if I'm talking to my friends, I'll be like, yo, you guys got to see this shit.
I feel like there's a.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's the funny stuff.
I-
It's like Gaki Buri or like Ian or any of those things, right, Vinay? Where it's like you watch it once, you
Yeah.
get your laughs, and you might give
I-
it like a 6 or a 7 if you genuinely were caught off guard or the fly was funny. But it's like
I
you can't
No.
compare it to some of the other stuff.
I feel like ratings in themselves are subjective, and you're allowed to rate something in a given way, but you can't just say, "Yo, School Days is secretly satire of the entire high school." You can't just say that like, "Oh,
Well,
it should."
you know, you say that, but at the same time, if you watch the OVAs, they make it blatantly clear that they were self-aware the whole time they did School Days.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Wait a second.
They absolutely know what they're doing.
They were actually very extremely self-aware.
No.
That doesn't stop it from being bad.
no. That's the thing. It's like having themes and like there's people who do this or like there was a theme, therefore it's good.
That
And
doesn't
I
necessarily.
just want it.
Yo.
Well, this is a specific take that's saying these things don't have themes or any quality. Therefore,
Yeah.
but you can't
No,
just
this is
immediately
the
call
opposite.
them bad.
That's what,
Yeah,
that's
it's the
what I'm
opposite.
saying.
Yeah.
But it's like at the end of the day, it's like people like you are why Transformers are like making billions of dollars. You have to consider that.
I'm channeling
You
Matt
know?
Spirit right now.
But it's like
I can look at this in a different way then and consider it like Fast and Furious. Like
no,
I
no,
go
no.
see the
but
Fast
that-
and Furious movie. It's fun as
Right.
hell, but it's not good.
Yeah.
No. But the thing is like those are borderline parody of like of like the action movie genre.
That's fair. That's fair.
But like
True,
I'm
true.
I'm talking about like truly. It's like it's like watching Batman versus Superman is like a hysterical mess. Like especially when they're yelling Martha.
Why'd you
Like-
say that name?
I feel
Like that stuff's hysterical. But like
there's
like
a
it's
such.
not good.
I mean, there's a such thing as a so bad it's good type of show, but that doesn't mean
That
I'm
doesn't
gonna
make
rate
it
it
good.
good.
It just means
No.
it's,
Neither
it just means
Bad.
it's,
neither
and you
Arm
enjoy
You're
it.
allowed. You're allowed to
Shit,
like.
or so
They are
bad they're
likely
good.
more enjoyable than other so bad they're bad shows. But at the same time, it's like you can't just suddenly tell me I have to rate it at equal levels as like
Mhm.
yeah. I
Land
mean,
of Illustrious or something. I'm gonna rate it as high as I want to rate it, and guess what? I'm probably gonna only enjoy it once, and I'm only gonna enjoy it in
Yeah,
an ironic sense. I'm not gonna view it in the same vein I view like Madoka or like Wolf Children or something.
I feel like I couldn't. The thing is, like, I feel like the gimmick is there, and like once I watch again, then I'm like, yeah, I understand why I rated this poorly, even though I found it funny once. It's not
Yeah.
something you want to go back to. It's like, oh wow, this is a really bad plot and everything, and it's like you go back, you know what's gonna happen, then like, okay, now this is just boring. It's like that type of deal.
All right, I think we have one more take after this.
All right,
Ooh.
the childhood
Interesting.
friend should always win. I disagree. I don't think. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think. I
Oh,
I feel
God.
like
Okay.
that-
This is
okay.
like so.
I
alright,
think this This is so stupid, and I think this just makes me think back to high school.
I wish my reaction was on camera because I visibly like went back in my chair and like did a very deep sigh.
I don't
And
think this is.
I like
Guys, I'm a boomer right here. I've lived a few years. Let me explain this. If you have been childhood friends with someone ever since you're like 5, and you get into high school, and suddenly you start having feelings for people, maybe there's a reason that you didn't have feelings already.
yeah, maybe just maybe.
Maybe sometimes you just happen to just be friends.
The
Maybe
girl
after
ne-
you
the
graduate,
girl
you're like,
next
oh, maybe
door-
I should have gone for it. It's like, no, you don't. Sometimes you're just friends for the sake of being friends.
the
And
gir-
yeah, I
the-
know a lot of times there's storylines where it's like, oh, one person felt that way. It's like, it doesn't work out then.
It
Doesn't
does-
mean
it
they
doesn't.
automatically
I-
had to
I-
get together.
Yeah.
I feel like just
like the person who submitted this was like me and like read Nisekoi, but like the thing is they were all childhood friends apparently.
Okay, see, no, Nisekoi doesn't count. That was a shit
No,
show.
no. But here's the thing I'm saying. Here's the thing I'm saying. Besides the popularity polls, because it was a shit show, popularity polls caused. Him being with Onodera doesn't make you a bad person, like as like a thought process, because they're the ones who spend the most time together, chapter by chapter, panel by panel, in the manga.
It made sense. It
It,
made
like-
sense that those two could potentially get together. It wasn't inherently because they knew each other from the get-go. That certainly helped, but it's not the main reason. It's just, oh, they actually spent the most time. They
Like-
actually got along. It would make sense.
Yeah,
But sometimes you're just childhood friends, and it just stays that way.
yeah.
'Cause sometimes it's just how it
And
goes.
also, I dislike that it says that they should win it most of the time when like that every scenario is different.
Like
Yeah.
what if she's an
Yeah.
asshole?
Yep.
What if she's an asshole?
it's like
Yeah,
You
what
don't
if it's like, what if it's the dynamic where like she's the one who's
Just-
constantly making fun of you, and you just have to like tank it,
Yeah.
but like you just shrug it off because you've been
Just
friends for so
'cause-
long, you don't want to break the vibe,
I
and then
mean-
she suddenly is having feelings for you, and you're supposed to be like, wait, what?
also just 'cause-
Maybe
make
this is saying
Hey,
like
hey,
if
Brendan,
I'm
this
reading it
Nisekoi without
differently,
premise.
if I'm reading this differently, maybe it's saying like in most like harem scenarios, the childhood friend is like the best character and therefore should win the heart.
I
If,
honestly
if that's making
mean,
sense. Like in
That's
the
going into the
current
assumption that a
scenario,
childhood
that-
friend is always going to be like the one that's necessarily getting along with them the best.
I mean
Mhm.
That's
Right.
not
for
always the
for
case.
me logic wise I feel like in general for a relationship just because you've known someone the longest like Brandon said it's like it doesn't mean you're necessarily just suddenly going to love them everything's going to work out. It's like maybe they're not the right answer, maybe someone fits your personality better, that type of thing.
Usually, I think there's definitely shows where it makes sense where the like, the childhood friend should win. It's like Mason said, Nisekoi. For me, it was Kiss Neighbor. How the hell did she not win in that show?
Mm.
In some situations like that, but like otherwise, I don't think that they necessarily should always have an advantage.
No,
Like, just because you've known someone for a while doesn't mean you're always gonna like have feelings developed. You might have a rapport, but like
having a
someone new might
rapport
come along.
having a
Yeah.
rapport with someone does not mean that you love them forever and ever. Like
Yes.
that's just I still guys, it's crazy, right?
See,
There's girls I knew when I was like 10. I still have a rapport with them, but we don't fuck
Wow.
really. Can you believe it? Can you
Incredible.
believe it, guys?
Incredible.
Can you believe it?
The other thing you have to consider is that there is not a single harem out there that has good writing. Trust me, I've read all of those too.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
not a single one that has good writing.
Yeah, because it's impossible because it's just self-insert bullshit. I'll say that. It's like who else is gonna write a harem other than someone who's just like, yeah, I want to fuck all these girls, or yeah, I want to fuck the center of attention. It's like that's what harems are.
Oh, what? And you don't?
No, I don't.
I mean,
Okay.
I feel like the best
No. Like the idea of being like, yeah, I want babes all around me. Like,
Y-
I'm old now. Like,
Alpha chat stuff.
I'm tired.
like-
I want one babe.
I
I want to go
want-
to
I-
bed at 9 o'clock.
I want one babe who's gonna like watch me outplay the sucker. You know, that's all I want.
I feel like
I think it was my favorite image today. It's like that one dude who's laying on his girl's lap and they're both watching Dogecoin stock go up.
Yes, that's me.
I did that with my girlfriend last night. I swear to God.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
See, Ben's living the dream.
you just whisper over to her ear after like you kiss her. It's like to the moon.
No,
That's
no,
so-
we literally were sitting there, and I was just like, to the moon.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I just want a babe who's gonna like watch football with me and be like, yeah, I get it, babe. That right guard should have been doing a better job. That's all I want.
I feel like
That's
this
all I
is.
want.
Before we start turning this into ourselves, I think. Do we have any other comments on this?
I feel like this
Um,
is turning this is making me feel lonely.
Good.
Yeah, so let's just cut it off. Do we have any final comments?
We did it.
Yeah.
Why are you reading harems?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, high school. I've watched. If I wouldn't get into it now, but when I watched High School DxD, that was an experience. Anyways.
I don't know, man. I liked Bokuben for what it was.
I like when relationships are not like contrived harem bullshit.
I mean, that's,
Orosuki
like-
was funny, but up until the point where it actually devolved into the same thing it was parodying. That's my
Yeah,
terms.
yeah.
High school PXP, Hat Frog's right.
hey, High School DxD is lit, but it's only a 7.
Wait,
It's not.
that's a
it's-
real thing. I thought he was making like a poo poo pee pee joke.
No, no.
Yeah,
High School,
DxD.
High School DxD. I was gonna say, if there was actually a High School DxD OVA called High School PXP,
I would watch
actually.
I'd watch it.
I would
I
watch.
watch.
Yeah,
I
I think
would
I'd watch
watch
this
it.
immediately.
No, there actually I could tell you about the High School DxD
Elfen
OVAs,
Lied.
but I don't
Elfen
think that's a
Lied
good. I could tell you some of the stuff I've seen, but that's a bad idea probably.
All right, let's move on.
All right,
Um,
I
Oh
think,
no,
I
not
think
Hybrid X.
I'm pretty sure that was the last one. Just hit right, just in case.
Thanks for coming to
We
this.
did it.
Yeah.
we did it. I thought there was gonna be
We
a
did it.
sequel.
Yeah.
It was
I thought there was
relatively
a-
short,
No,
but it was
Okay, I know I trolled y'all hard on that on the second podcast, but like,
no. I mean, this was like still.
I think this one was good. It was a little shorter. It was a little more general in the, like sense, but we had some good points.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
mean,
like.
I mean,
uh,
we're not gonna have
Before
the.
y'all leave- Wait, before y'all leave, Emma, I have to fight your team in AMQ bracket. I know you're around. Is your partner around? Just message us in Matt Cord
Please.
for that.
I'm gonna
Yeah, do
this
that.
one time before I end the
These cakes
stream.
are ice cold,
I'm
Chris.
going
Chris,
to,
Yeah,
did you-
no. The
Yeah.
hottest take here
No,
was
a lot
the
of these,
Goblin Slayer one.
Yeah.
a lot of these takes were actually kind of generic, which I think is in part because we've exhausted a lot of them due to
Yeah.
previous casts.
Listen, we
feel
just
like
need more
it's-
ammo. We
I
just need
feel
more
like-
ammo.
But
I feel
I will
Next
say,
one-
if y'all have ideas for things, you can either DM me. If you're in my Cord, you can message me there.
When
If
is-
you're in Lud Cord, just ping me and talk to me there or something.
When
It's
is
like,
the-
there's
like-
only so many times you can
when
say
is
like
the-
Great idea.
MHA.
We post the form on Analyst and see what
when
we
is
get.
when
Oh
is
my
the,
There's only so many
when
times
is-
you can take a conversation and turn it into something of backyard.
when
games,
is the
alright?
Pokemon Hot Takes podcast? When are we doing that?
Pokemon Hot Takes podcast.
Yes.
Pokemon Hot Takes podcast.
Idea for
Ooh.
podcast: drunk history, but for anime instead. Get people drunk and ask them to explain the plot for an anime or video game that is convoluted. I'm pretty sure Tommy has talked about wanting to do this before.
Yes, I
I'm
have.
actually so down.
No,
I'm so
okay.
down
Can
to do
I
that.
explain
I'm
my?
so
Can
down
I
to do-
explain
that
the
has to be in
concept before I
person,
end the
though. That
stream?
has to be in person.
Please, but I want to do
No.
it now.
Can I explain? Can I explain?
And no,
like,
no, we'll
what-
come over.
Can I explain
we
that-
have to wait until the world is. We have to wait until the world is less on fire.
Sorry, no, but
Yeah.
can I explain the general concept? So like generally what you do is you write down the plot for a show. I've seen some dude do this before. You write down the plot, you summarize it, and like over a voice call, either with alcohol or without alcohol, you explain the plot in like to them.
See, I'm
like,
broken
before-
in this. I got yelled at when I apparently a little story time when I was schlammered one time. Apparently there's a secret video of me that I think has been erased from the internet.
Mhm.
Erased from the person who took its phone since then because their phone broke. Not by my hand, but
I was
there's a-
literally about to ask.
not by my hand. No, they fell on it at a different thing. But there was a secret record of me explaining to someone how amazing the 2014 Patriots Super Bowl win over the Seahawks
I'll
was.
release my
And I was
diss track
I was
soon.
I was
Okay,
recalling
I
like
still
play
need
by
Nexus
play.
to make the cover.
I was like,
Nexus, make the
babe.
cover.
He was like, "You babe, you wouldn't believe it." Malcolm Butler, he jumped the route. He knew what was coming. They practiced it. Can you believe that? Oh my God, Belichick's such a good coach. And Tommy touchdown. Can you believe it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have ideas for other hot take esque tasks or casts, but also just like I feel like something that we should do is people submit really cringe but safe to view bad anime moments with no context, and then we
God.
we view it.
No,
and
not
vote.
the toothbrush. People are gonna say
Wait a
that's
minute,
safer.
wait a minute. I know this was brought up ironically in Ludcord before, but what about politics hot takes podcast?
No.
Oh no!
I don't
I
rather
feel like
not.
the world would burn. The world would
I
burn.
just want to go to.
No
I'm just gonna-
employer is gonna find that, and I'm gonna get fired.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
I'm
not
just.
do that.
One of us is gonna say "eat the rich," and then all of a sudden, it'll be like, wait, my employer will be like, wait, I'm the rich. No. You know. Like we don't need that. Bench it.
So like,
yeah.
I think
Wait.
workers should unionize, and my boss is gonna be like, he wants to what?
Be careful
Like,
not to accidentally.
guys. Chris brings up a good point. When is the AOC apology stream for voting for Pelosi to be Speaker of the House?
Oh my fucking god.
When is it, guys?
Good question.
Come on.
Oh boy.
Next week on Anime Hot Takes.
Next week on Anime Hot Take, does Ben Shapiro need AOC's feet pics?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
The answer
wait.
may surprise you.
This reminds me, maybe I should start streaming my D&D sessions, but then I feel like people would see
Ooh.
how dark and edgy it is.
Oh,
Oh my god, dark is
Oh.
one word for it. Edgy's another word.
Dark is one word, edgy is another.
Yeah. All
No
right.
one's as dark and edgy as this campaign main character.
I should stream the scam
can't-
page.
You
I
should.
can't believe we fought Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy.
I can't believe we fought Freddy Fazbear and the big bad evil guys Matt Pat game theory.
All right.
Can't believe
Welcome back, Brendan.
If anyone has anything they want to say in the chat, you can say it. But
Mhm.
I am about to end the stream because 2 people are about to play AMQ, and I'm going to either watch anime or play Final Fantasy VII. So I'll give you approximately 30 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna plug my
Listen,
shit. I'm gonna plug my shit.
Vinay, please stay here. Emma,
yes.
please find your partner so
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Feel free to
here's what I'm saying.
Fuck you. Fuck you
No,
too,
no,
Chris.
No, I'm plugging my shit.
Plug your shit.
Twitch.tv/Young Mace God. I play games like a couple times a week there. It's pretty fun. Sometimes I'm
Your
good,
reviews are
sometimes I'm
draft
bad.
matches, too.
I do review the draft matches where you can actually
We-
hear me talk about things I know and have been doing since I was 5.
Hey.
Hey, as a top 100 black and white player, no big deal. No big deal. Pretty good at it.
Also, follow me on Twitch and Twitter at your boy Scamper. I don't do anything anymore, but I like seeing that number get higher.
Here's the thing, Ben and I are going to be streaming Guilty Gear constantly, so it'll
Oh,
be fun.
true.
We both are PS5 owners.
I did buy Guilty Gear Strive today.
Yeah, I mean the rest of you are just faceless pores if you don't have one, am I right?
Oh my god.
All right.
Damn.
All right. Anyone
Imagine
else
not
want
investing in Dogecoin.
All right.
Imagine not going to the moon.
All right.
Imagine Focus
Alright,
Punch Hippo isn't
well,
there. Watch me.
It doesn't even get
Wait,
focused.
guys.
Folks, I meant to say Gengar. I was about to say AV Hippo, but I was like, wait, you have Hippo this season. I
No,
can't
but
say
that's that's a classic. That's
Hey
not
guys,
Yeah,
let's
Hippo
raid
Fox.
chillin', dude.
Yeah, people used to use Focus Punch Gengar.
All right. I'm just gonna raid chill.
Anyway,
dude, for no
typos.
reason.
Regardless, anyway, this is basically done. Thank y'all for coming.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
said, if you
Um,
have any ideas for us to do things, you can either message Tommy or myself in the various platforms we provided.
Yeah.
Hope you had a fun
Messages
time.
or
Yeah,
relay.
everyone just
Hey.
raid chillin', dude, so I can feel big.
All right, peace, guys.
Peace, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Vinay, just
Ben, oh my God, he's rating. He actually rated chilling.
Yeah, I wanted to raid chillin',
You
dude. I
did.
actually have like a
Oh,
high
my-
number.
But yeah, we need what's it called? Ben, we need we need stream the D&D, and I just want to hear your friend's reaction. we have to recreate. We have to recreate when I was 8.
It'll happen again.
It will. The hot elf bard lady's gonna ask. It's like
Fucking
Fuck.
god.
the last time 100%
Yeah.
fun
I'll
happened. when I was
stream
8.
the next campaign session.
The last time 100% fun happened was when I was 8, but I had 55% fun the other night.
I
Oh,
just
boy.
want. I just
How much
wanna-
fun? Let's see how much fun Barrick is having right now.
I honestly.
Ooh, he's not having a lot of